Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first group stage for the first ever draft tournament. My name is Pac-Man MVC. I'll be your host for today, followed along with Desktop Folder. How are you doing today, man?
Hello. Man, I'm so excited. The show match that we did just a week ago, it feels like so long ago, but that show match was so good, and I'm absolutely pumped to see some actual slightly more competitive action.
Some actual stakes to this thing, put your
Hmm.
skin out there. Blood,
A
sweat, and
$100 prize
tears
pool.
into winning the grand prize of 100 United States dollars.
That's like millions of Canadian dollars. So frankly, it seems pretty impressive to me.
Today, we've got our match between Snakezy, BlakWolf, aka Amy, ZurtleTiff, and Automatt.
We do indeed. Do you want to just get right into it?
Yeah, we
Just
can
start drafting?
start dragging in the players. We've got some intros ready, right?
Yeah, we sure do. All right. Our first player is Automatt PL. Hundreds of ranked games played, a season 7 average completion of almost 11 minutes, multiple playoffs qualifications, and impressive playoffs placements. But most importantly, directly qualified to the draft group stage. Here's Automatt. How are you doing today?
Hello and welcome. I'm very happy to be here. That was a very nice presentation of my achievement.
Thank you.
I'm very glad that I heard this because it's kind of fun to hear sometimes when people actually see what you do in this community.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm here. I'm here with you to play some Minecraft today, to play some all advancements, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how it's gonna be. It's a hard format for me. It's kind of a lot of things happening.
Yeah,
At
it's
Have
once.
you
definitely
played
a
any
hard
drafts
You
before?
format.
need to you need to really be locked in to play. That's gonna be hard, you know.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah.
brain power. A lot of our players so
Oh
far have
yeah,
been like, this is the most mentally overwhelming thing that they've
true.
ever done. Like, this is so much more brain power than just regular plain old all advancements.
Plain old all advancements. That's right. And fortunately, we have 3 more players who are also going to be tortured along with you. The next one, BlakWolf. BlakWolf is a well-known AA player since time immemorial and has more AA experience than most players in this tournament. But that probably means she's used to getting unlucky, which doesn't happen in draft. Will this be a tripping hazard or just another step in the road to victory? There's only one way to find out. Amy, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Pac?
That was Desktop Folder that introduced you, but
Oh,
I am
Desktop,
doing
that's
so
my
well.
bad.
It's fine.
That's
I'll
my
answer on behalf of
bad.
Desktop Folder. Both of
Yeah,
us
yeah.
are so excited to be here.
It is,
We-
it is 1 in the morning right now, so it's a beautiful day
No,
to
that's
be
fair.
playing all advancements.
It's
Beautiful
revenge
1
for when I
a.m.
misspelled your name in the announcement of the group stage.
Wait, that's true. That's true.
No, it's perfect. You excited to
There's an
play some
underscore after my
draft?
name, dude. I'm seeing this screen share. There's an underscore after my name, Pac. That is not my skin.
What?
Oops.
Wait, I did tell him about the underscore, but
No,
that's
there's
okay.
no-
That's okay.
There's no underscore.
We
alright.
can distract
take
from this.
care
We
of
can
it.
distract from this with our
Underscore
next
at the
player.
end.
We can distract from this with our next player, Snakezy. All right, let's grab Snakezy in here. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Snakezy. Despite normal snake's aversion to flying, Snakezy's elytra average just keeps on improving. Will the current draft world record holder be able to transfer his skills to the tournament, or will he crumble under the absurd pressure that will intentionally put him under? Snakezy, how are you doing? You better say you're doing really well.
I'm doing great.
Ah, that's good.
Ready to play.
Are you excited for some draft?
I'm excited for some draft. And hopefully not throwing.
Yeah. We're very optimistic. Pac, you're optimistic that Snakezy won't throw, right?
I'm so
I've never
optimistic.
seen
So
Snakezy throw.
optimistic, in
I've
fact,
never
that I said
had
that
to-
we could see a sub 1 hour completion from this guy right here.
Yeah. Right
I
here
don't know
in this
about that.
match.
I don't know about
Frankly,
in
I'll be
this match.
disappointed if I see anything less.
Oh, I'm sorry for disappointing you in advance then.
All right. Anyways, and our next player, and last but not least, I didn't know zombified turtles could be good at AA, but ZurtleTiff has proven me wrong. Will her urge for turtle brains consume her, or will she consume her opponent's hopes and dreams? Zurtle, how's it going?
It's going good.
Good. Are you ready for some drafting?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I did some practice.
Right? We've seen you practicing. You know, there's a few people actually. I think like you're being pitted up against BlakWolf, so it's kind of like. In fact, even Snakezy is in here. everybody who's practiced is in here, which is kind of sad. But I'm sure that at least one of you will make it out alive. Statistically speaking, it has to happen. So,
All right.
anyways,
That's all of our
let's
player
get on to the
introductions. So let's get right into it and get our draft started. And you are correct, it is not Amy's skin.
that's true.
Thank you very
There
much,
we
Pack.
go.
I
That has
appreciate
been
it.
adjusted. All right. And this is the draft order that we're going in. This is in Thunderless personal best order. So Snakezy, you can go ahead and get us started.
Dude, I don't like first pick and fours, but it's okay.
You also can't get us started unless you press the click to start draft button. Thank you, Pack.
I will first pick breed.
Breeds. A beautiful first pick.
I will first pick 2x2.
Okay.
I will first pick jungle.
Jungle. And then Automatt here gets the back-to-back picks. What will
Oh
it be?
my god. Can I stall for a minute or something? I need to think about it.
You're a speedrunner.
no.
You gotta do it quick. You gotta do it quick.
God. Okay, that's a lot of. Yeah.
While you think,
I
allow
am
me to
a speedrunner.
clarify a viewer question that is asked, what's the difference between breeds and 2x2? Which is a good question, because it sounds like the same thing. 2x2 is just the advancement 2x2. You don't get anything else. Breeds is all of the individual criteria for horse, donkey, mule, llama, wolf, fox, and turtle, which are some of the more annoying miscellaneous breeds that you'll have to do throughout the run. So breeds is a little less powerful than 2x2, but it's also in a much weaker overall category. Anyways,
Yeah.
Automatt,
So allowing, like, if you get breeds, that means you can get a different multi-part advancement instead of grabbing 2x2.
Mm-hmm.
anyways,
That was
Automatt.
an interesting strategy to start on, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna pick. I think I'm gonna pick balanced diet.
Balanced diet.
Then-
Okay, and for your second pick?
And for my second pick, I'm gonna pick. I need to look what is even to pick here. Or. Okay, I'm gonna pick Snowy.
Snowy. That's a good pick. Snowy biome is, in my
Thank you.
opinion, one of the better
Thank you.
biomes.
Hmm.
I'll take it.
Not to just turtle.
Say that again, please.
What now?
Sorry.
Oh, adventuring time.
Adventuring time.
I'm gonna pick beehives.
I am going to pick sword. And boots.
Sword and boots.
Could I have trident, please?
What if I say no?
Then that would be really mean.
Mm.
I'll take pickaxe.
Pickaxe.
That's really tough, guys. It's really, really tough, you know. I thought you were gonna
I'm
pick
sorry, we
like I
dumped you in
don't
the deep
know,
end.
maybe obsidian you're gonna pick or logs, but everybody picked the good ones. That's unexpected.
It's unexpected that your opponents would pick the good picks.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
I-
You might have been you got a little unlucky with this group, unfortunately. I think everybody else in this group has practiced a lot of draft compared to most of the other groups. There's a lot
Yeah.
of draft knowledge.
Okay, I just need to be, I think, a person who is centered on the needs of me. I can't speak English apparently, but I'm gonna pick. What is there? I'm gonna pick Shulker. Give me Shulker.
Which
It
one?
gives me a
This one right
Shulker in
here?
the overworld. Yeah, it gives me the Shulker in the overworld already, right?
Yes, that's exactly
Yes.
what it does.
I'm gonna pick this. Why not?
Great. And your second pick?
Oh yeah, my second pick. I'm sorry I'm taking this long, but I'm just.
It's okay.
It's alright.
There's really no pressure. It's only like, we have to get through hours and hours more of gaming here, but I can't put you under any pressure.
I think I'm gonna just choose helmet.
Helmets.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
I'll take leads.
Leads.
Could I have fireworks, please?
Yes, you may.
I am going to pick mushroom and shulker box.
It's surprising how, despite being the first pick, aka the last pick, Snakezy has still managed to get both Shulker Fox and Sword.
They're both pretty powerful. I'll
I'm
take
surprised. I do
leggings.
not know how nobody picked sword for so long.
Could I have leggings, please, from armor?
Leggings, of course.
Not bucket.
Not
Oh my
bucket.
goodness.
Look, it's a powerful bucket, but it's not that powerful.
I'm
I'll take-
disappointed.
I'm disappointed, hating on the bucket.
I'll take road rates.
Good pick.
I'm
Oh,
a really
look at
big
me,
fan
it's
of the
me
hard
again.
rates.
So I pick 2 again, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
These are
It's
the
your last two
last two picks.
Guys, give me an axe.
All right.
Mhm.
I want axe. Give me an axe. And gimme. Obsidian, give me obsidian, man.
Obsidian. All right. And that's your last pick for Automatt.
I'll take bucket.
Bucket, denying everyone else the fully enchanted max tier bucket. Wow.
Yeah, it's my bucket. Sorry.
We did buff bucket
Um,
since the show match. So
That's true. Could I have Mesa, please?
Mesa. And then the very last pick of the draft, Snakezy.
I am going to pick catalog.
Catalog. All right. I will download these and send them over to you momentarily. Let's go back. I guess we can stay on this scene. This is fine.
oh yeah, should I screenshot this again? That's probably a good idea. One day we'll have a proper system for this.
One day. Today is not that day. Alright, competitors. There you go. I will share your seed with you as well. Please do your best not to show it on stream to any unsuspecting viewers. Additionally, so all of you watching at home and not participating in the tournament, we have some surprises, should I say, that if you pay close attention to the stream...
Speaking
Why-
of paying close attention to the stream, why is there
Why
the
is
chat
that there?
on? How is that there actually?
Is my thing bugging?
I don't know. That shouldn't be possible.
My apologies
think
to whatever technical mishap that was.
I think that's probably a Chrome issue because it was putting something else in between the video and like the draft layer.
I have no idea.
That shouldn't
how
be possible.
happened. But anyways, as I was saying, we do have some surprises, if you will. So if you pay close attention to the stream, we may find something that you've never seen before. That's all I will elaborate on for that.
We'll be sure to pay attention ourselves just to help you out. Do we have a command for the format pack? Should we explain the format right now while our players are getting everything set up? That
Yeah,
might be a
let's
good
do that
idea.
actually.
Do you
Let's-
want us to load into the world and just like pause?
Yes, please
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead and do that.
That's actually in the updated instructions I sent about 2 minutes before we started.
Oh, I like skimmed through those. I probably missed
That's
that.
our-
Yeah, don't worry
that's
about
our
it.
fault, not your fault. Anyways, Folder, please explain the format while we were talking about it.
All right. So essentially, the way draft works specifically is that a bunch of players draft bonuses. Those bonuses are compiled into a per player data packs. Then the players will play out an all advancements run with that data pack. They've got a bunch of bonuses, including pre-existing advancements, a bunch of different items, that kind of thing. And they'll be able to use those to complete an all advancements run way faster than that would be normally possible for those players. Obviously, like Feinberg would just do that normally, but we don't need to talk about that. For this actual tournament, the format is a little bit cursed, mainly because even with this data pack, the matches still take quite a long time, unfortunately. We still expect like 2 to 2.5 hours per match. in order to get through our 16 players, we have to trim them down pretty quickly. So what we've decided to do is that the first weekend is a group stage. Basically, on day 1 and day 2 of the event, so today and tomorrow, we have 4 different groups that are going to play. Each group is 4 players, and they're all going to play one match, a 1v1v1v1, a 4-player group. And the top 2 players, the first 2 players to complete, will go on, and the bottom 2 players will get dropped out. It's pretty early to get dropped out, but it's just the way it is. AA kind of sucks for event formats. Even we've done everything we can. Once we have those top 8 players, we will be playing average of 2 matches next weekend. Not next weekend, 2 weekends from now. It's in 2 weekends from now. And they will be maybe a little bit more fair and balanced and interesting. No. Today is the most interesting, though. Don't leave, by the way. Yes, everybody plays on the same seed, and a lot of the RNG is standardized. You can always check out the drAAft Discord for updates on that sort of thing, and I think it should be documented somewhere, but we probably forgot, so that's what it is. Is there anything I forgot there, Pack?
No, I think you did a great job covering all of our bases.
Perfect.
With that being said,
Are players all ready?
yeah, competitors.
I think I
I'm
need to
ready.
allocate more RAM to my instance because I forgot to do it.
Okay.
What did you
Sorry.
forget?
Allocate more RAM because I need RAM, I guess.
Oh.
I didn't think about this. Okay.
Right.
It
That's-
is
that's
No,
my
that makes
fault.
sense. That's
Okay,
that's a
I
good
have
idea.
actually $11,000 worth of megabytes in my RAM. It's okay. Okay, so it was okay, but I need to create a world again, I guess, because the first engine's gonna be different.
While Automat's
So, yeah, give
working on
me-
that, the other 3
give
of
me a
you, are you guys ready?
I am ready.
I'm ready.
All right, that's good. No pressure.
Zurtle's screen.
Oh,
Did you
am I supposed to?
forget
Yeah,
to turn it back on?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just curious. Ah, perfect. It's probably more interesting for the viewers. Perfect. Automatt is almost ready. BlakWolf is in, and I should probably open up Snakezy's stream on my machine as well. Perfect. Is everybody excited for the first ever official tournament game of drAAft?
I am.
Let's get some yes.
I'm
Let's get some
excited.
hoorays.
Thank you for asking.
I'm nervous as hell, but excited.
What? There's
It's
no
fine.
reason to be nervous. We're all here for fun. At the very
Wait,
I'm
True.
cheering all of you
the
on.
very first priority here is to have fun.
That's so
That
true.
is
I'm not nervous
correct.
anymore.
Wow.
You fixed everything, Pack.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
All right.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
You think you're ready?
Perfect.
Let's go over to
I
this
think.
scene then.
Oh yeah, I did forget to mention one thing. Matches are timed in RTA. So after the match starts, it's going to just be based on who the first person to complete is. This is just done to make sure that we don't have anybody like everybody pausing for 20 minutes because that would be kind of awkward for time reasons. But I'm sure you can pause for like 30 seconds and you'll still probably be fine. So don't worry too much about it.
Okay. If everybody's ready, I will count you down from 3, and then we will deafen you guys, and then we will start. Sounds good?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, and we're off. The very first match has
There we go.
begun. I see we've already got 2 people measuring eyes right off the bat. They seem to have spawned directly in
Perfect.
a temple. I mean, this is beautiful seed. All of these seeds are going to be quite beautiful.
Yeah.
The eye measurements, I can't really read the ninbot. It's quite small. I think it's about 2K.
It looks like it's 1500.
Yeah, maybe the offsets
Oh.
are different.
Yeah, I think it's 2K. I think it's 2K. It's the second offset for I don't know who's in the bottom left. Oh, BlakWolf, yes.
All I know is that Automatt, who has drafted the 10 obsidian, has placed one of his 10 obsidian at the bottom of this temple.
That doesn't seem
means-
intentional.
No, it was definitely not intentional, but it does mean there's also shulker bullets in his temple. This is very interesting.
Where was the spawn on this seed? It must have been like right on top of the temple.
Yeah, it must have been, but that does mean he's down to just 9 obsidian, which to
Hmm.
people that have built nether portals before, you will know that that is not enough. So I'm curious if he's going to go back down to the bottom of this temple later to
Build
enter,
the portal there?
or
Probably not. I feel
if
like you'll
he's
lose too
just
much
going to
time with that.
keep the 9 obsidian for the nether, which is a totally valid play as well.
I will know something else that's pretty funny. Automat, I'm pretty sure drafted a balanced diet, but I just witnessed him eating a spider eye. So maybe it'll take a minute or two for him to realize that he doesn't need to eat any foods actually on this run.
Yeah, you could go full Ramadan and just never eat. Although
Yeah,
I don't
fasting.
think that would be a good strategy. You may die quite often if you do that.
It is pretty good for speedrunners. That is why they call it fasting.
Oh, very smart. I never
We've
thought
cracked
about
the
that.
code.
No, that's good. That is very good. Speaking of dying, though, I do want to bring this up to the viewers, to those who are not aware. When you die in this tournament, we do have game rule keep inventory set to true at all times. So if someone dies, they will not lose any of their items or experience or anything else on their person. This is done as a way of making the game more fair, so that if you die early on, you don't immediately lose the match
Yeah.
because you just get
Or
set back so
not even
far.
early on.
Yeah, or even worse, dying, Temple Creeper an hour in, and then you just die of everything. So,
Yeah. That being said, we do see it abused a little bit. A lot of players do like the die intentionally to get back to spawn play. It is pretty powerful in draft.
okay, Automat
You
did actually
totally
go
see it
back
here.
down to the bottom of his
He went back
temple
down.
to utilize the obsidian, and we are now in the nether first. He's the first in the nether.
Yeah, I didn't think that would be optimal because there's so many, like the draft mod injects so many lava pools, but he is just the first person in the nether.
Yeah, he beats out Zurtle by maybe 20 seconds into the nether. We see him right here. He's next to a fortress. I don't know where the bastion is.
Now,
We're pretty enclosed. Go right ahead.
yeah. That all being said, Automat out of all these players is definitely the best any percent player, probably by a long shot. He's got a lot of ranked experience. He's used to playing these really good seeds really fast. This might be like the part where he makes up a lot of time over these players who definitely have more draft experience than he does.
Yeah, these other 3 players have been practicing draft matches for the last week, 2 weeks even. Not daily, but they've definitely played probably like over 10 games each. So they've definitely got a good handle on the
Yeah.
format. As you can tell from when we were drafting, Automat seemingly phased by every pick. Meanwhile, everyone else knew exactly what they wanted at every.
Not to diss Automat, of course.
No, I'm mainly
My
speaking to
Polish
the
goat, but
difficulty and complexity of the format, really.
yes. It is very hard, even if you're a really good AA player, you've played a lot of AA before, it's hard to determine just like right off the bat which picks are super good and which are not, quite as powerful.
We do have everyone has fire resistance, and I want to know if anyone's going to opt for fort first. So Automat probably, I mean, he spawned next to the fort, but he probably didn't
Yeah.
even realize that he has fire as. I'd be surprised
That
if
is
he's
possible.
fully aware of this. Snakezy, on the other hand, he's got to sort out. He's in the fortress. He is ready to do fort first, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Still have
This
not
is
seen-
not a very good seed. I mean, comparatively speaking, normally we have the Bastion enter just like almost right off the bat. This is quite a far Bastion for a draft
I
seed.
do see the bastion. Well, I see a few bastions. Automat's
Are
in
there
a
more than one?
bridge. Zurtle is bridging to, I'm pretty sure, not a bridge. And Snakezy is right next to something. I haven't gotten a clear view of. Yeah, Snakesy's next to a. What is this? I think this is a housing that Snakezy is next to. I'm gonna say this is a housing.
Yeah, okay. This is more up. This is more what I expected from a draft seed. So Automat, maybe by virtue of playing too many ranked seeds, which are a lot more like normal good nethers instead of AA like draft seeds, which are almost more good than you would ever see in a ranked seed, might have gone to a farther bastion because he just didn't realize that the close spike was real.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. I haven't looked at his coordinates. I don't know how far out he is.
This is definitely quite far. He was walking for at least a minute or two to get to this thing.
It seems to be a double single bridge as well, which is not what you
Yeah.
like to see. Meanwhile, everybody else has made it to this spawner right next to the top housing.
Right next to the
Unfortunately,
housing.
I don't think anyone's gonna opt to overlap their trades. I think they've all opted to sit at the spawner first. But
And now I gotta say, just a minute ago I was saying Automatt might win this early game, at least the early game split, by being so good at like ranked gameplay. But here he might be losing because he's good at ranked.
yeah, he's misplayed this
His ranked
nether.
experience is just
It's backfired on him.
This is definitely the way you would play a ranked nether. Like this is a lot closer to how you would play a ranked nether, but in draft it's just because of the way the filter works, which is listed on the website, but Automatt probably didn't read that. It's just not good, right? It's not going to work out.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Automatt did not measure the eyes that he had. I'm pretty confident
I didn't notice.
Zurtle's still got her coordinates up. I know Amy measured, but I don't think I saw Automatt actually measure his eyes, which means he's also at a deficit in that regard, because everybody else already knows where the stronghold is. They know if they want to, they can pearl hang there, even while waiting for trades or something. Meanwhile, Automatt still has to blind and do all of that.
Yeah.
Which puts him another...
He only has 14 obsidian. So even though he's the only person who drafted obsidian, because he built that portal at the bottom of his temple, he's going to lose a ton of time if he's not able to get 20 obsidian, because either he's going to have to do home portal or just like blind, I guess. Like this is not good for Automatt. This is not looking good.
Players, having 10 obsidian is not a problem because they know where the stronghold is. Automatt
exactly
doesn't, unless I'm wrong, which is possible, but he doesn't know. And then the thing is, if you need to home portal, this format is the best format.
Oh, he's got 21. He's got 21.
Okay, he's got 21, so it's fixed. But I still want to talk about this. This format, if you have to home portal, is the best. It's best case scenario, because all you have to do is die, and then you're back at spawn.
Yeah,
and you've effectively home portaled. So you don't need to worry about going back
to the terrain. For Automatt, though, is that if he did home portal like that, did he just...
he just threw up a stack of pearls, jumped off to get them, pearl clutched, got an endermite, even though everybody already got monsters hunted, and killed it anyways.
Fascinating.
This is some fascinating gameplay. I love this guy.
This is good. This is good. You could tell when he was in the bridge that he was like freaking out trying to sort his inventory, because probably hasn't played any draft before, doesn't realize that like when you trade that much gold in draft, you just have a nightmare of inventory organization. It's just horrific.
Yeah,
he's kept one fire as prop,
trades,
which is correct. So.
The average trades for a bridge bastion, if you trade the full chalice, you get 26 obsidian, you get 90 pearls. 90! Which is over 5 stacks. That's almost 6 stacks of pearls.
You definitely do not need that in draft.
Yeah, no, and especially because what are pearls used for? Pearls are used to fill the portal. You need pearls for endermite, and you need pearls to move in the end. You do not need to move in the outer end because you will just spawn next to a city, so those pearls are unnecessary. And in this draft, they all got monsters hunted, so you don't need endermite either. So in this run, really, 16 pearls is probably enough for the full run.
16 pearls, I mean, if you want to hit 0 and you want like decent travel, I would go for like 2 stacks.
You'd probably keep 2 stacks.
But like, you're always getting 2 stacks, yeah.
But that means you're throwing out 4 stacks of pearls in the bastion, which nobody is used to doing.
Misplaces 1 obsidian there, and he only has 21. If he only had 20, this would be really spooky. This is not the first obsidian misplace we've seen from Automatt on this run. That is scary.
I wonder if he's done any warm-up before this. But anyways,
I have to guess not.
Yeah. I want to take our attention to Snakezy in the top right. He is in the stronghold. Both of these libraries are next to each other in the cave. You can see both of them like on top of each other. Which is a beautiful sight. That's just what you love to see. And I think Zurtle here has realized that she's mismeasured. She hit her second portal. We're just in the ocean.
Yeah.
And I think her stronghold's about 500 blocks away.
Really? So it was the other offset.
It was the 1500. Oh, we've got some books. It was the 1500. I'm pretty sure there was a channeling book and a looting 3 book, both of which are useless.
Yeah, it is indeed 500 blocks away.
Both of which are useless, I think, to Snakezy, which is really funny.
Yeah. Did Snakezy? No, Snakezy didn't draft the trident, I don't think.
Oh, he just has the sword.
Yeah, he just has the sword. So the channeling book will be big for Snakezy because that's a huge time save. You don't have to worry about doing first enchant. You can just do your enchant split right as soon as you get out of the end and then just basically grab whatever you need and run.
You have to think about this here too, because Automatt only measured late, he will probably be going to a different stronghold. Or at least there's very good odds that he
It's
does.
possible.
I do think the coordinates are the same as I see on ZurtleTiff. They're both 22 and negative 192. So I think they are going to the same stronghold. But it's definitely a possibility that that happens.
It's pretty unlikely, to be fair, because 1500 isn't super far for a stronghold, and he did, like, this is a spawn fortress, and he blinded from it, so he's probably pretty close to spawn. But yeah, hopefully he hits the same one, because those are some good books, and that'll make a pretty big difference for Automatt, considering he doesn't have the sword or the trident drafted.
Snakezy's prepping the 0 cycle. I hope he hits it. It'll be... I mean, this is what?
Yeah.
We're 11 minutes in. He's going to be entering the end. Probably spawning right next to the ship. I mean, this is like close to world record elytra pace, which obviously you'd expect faster, but the outer end split that you're going to see from these runs is going to be significantly faster than any normal outer end split. Most of these runs,
Yes.
we're only going to be going to one city is really the goal. So we got backdragging.
We've seen some crazy splits for the outer end, like 1 minute, I think.
Yeah, we've seen some really, really fast end splits in these runs.
Oh, this is quite the outer end. I trust Snakezy being able to hit the 0, but I don't know if Tiff or BlakWolf are as prepared for this kind of 0. I don't really know how experienced they are with 0. I'm sure Automatt will hit this. Just with so many explosives, he should be good.
I have full faith in the Polish goat, if you will.
Yes, that's true.
He's
Who
gotta
is
make it
about to
there
enter the
first.
stronghold?
Yeah,
hopefully.
let's see if this hits.
He's definitely made up some time with just like pretty fast gameplay.
Yes. Okay. So now everybody's in the stronghold, or everyone's made it to the stronghold, I guess, because Snakezy is about to enter the outer end.
Snakezy
But,
definitely one of the best draft players.
Does hold
Probably the
draft
best
world
player of this
record.
format right now.
So
Yeah, 109.
one thing that Automatt will make up time here, he's got the Silk Touch pickaxe, or the Silk Touch axe.
Wow, what a
rather,
pull from Snakezy.
which means he can just mine the bookshelves. He doesn't have to blow up the library or anything. He
That's
can just
true.
mine bookshelves because it's a Silk Touch axe, which is just an insane time save. Anyway, Snakezy in the city, purling up to the elytra.
Something that is worth keeping in mind is that draft is not like ranked. We don't host a server. You just play on your own computer. And so there's no way for us to like synchronize or like tell the other players what advancements each other has. So each of these players is playing blind. They have no idea what their pace is in comparison to all the other players. Snakezy has no idea. He could be in the lead. He could be in last place. There would be no way for him to know. And that's kind of like a stressful thing to deal with when you're just like, you know, playing a competitive format like this.
It is definitely like concerning to have such little information about the competition around you, but I know that some other players actually prefer it that way. I know Oxidiate, for example, she turns off
That's true.
all of those messages and doesn't want to know anything about the opponent because she's like, you know, I think about it too much and it makes me play worse. So it could even be a benefit to some
and
of these
Automatt
players.
finds the lapis vein that I saw somebody else mining earlier.
Yeah, I
only
think I've
16,
seen
but that might
all of
actually be
them.
enough here.
I think I've seen all of them actually get that lapis. I know I saw Snakezy and
It's
Amy
pretty
get
obvious,
that
I
as well.
guess. All he needs is paper and to mine some bookshelves here, I think.
I wonder if he'll remember that he has a Silk Touch axe. He did. He has 24 bookshelves in his inventory.
Yeah, that's enough.
15
I don't know
enough
if he
to
got
make a
the
full enchant
channeling
setup.
book. I see some books in his inventory, so probably. He's prepping for 0. BlakWolf also prepping for 0, I have to assume. So we
Does
might
look
see a
like
couple of
it.
simultaneous 0s here.
Let's hope so.
And look at that. Automatt has caught up. He entered the stronghold later, but now he's just in the end going for 0 faster than both ZurtleTiff and BlakWolf.
Not going for the 0. He's
Oh,
going for the half
not
bow.
going for 0. Interesting.
You hate to see it.
Maybe he... I'm not really sure. Do you have any idea why he might have chosen not to go for the 0 on this seed?
He just might not be comfortable with it.
That's fair. It is a hard 0. I don't know how many ranked players even practice that kind of like back tower. He might also expect that the other players aren't going to go for the 0 and not realize that Snakezy is kind of like a 0 addict.
Or he could be playing for second place. Like, he knows, from what we've
That's
said
true.
about Snakezy, he's like, okay, well, Snakezy's going to probably be miles ahead. So I'm just going to
Right.
play it safe and go for second place. It's a strategy you could employ.
Crafting some crafting tables.
I know Snakezy loves that play as well. He when everybody starts with a stack of logs, he will take 16 logs, turn it into a stack of planks, and then make 16 crafting tables just immediately.
Interesting. That's just a good time save. It's not as good for Automatt because he does have this diamond axe that's already enchanted, so like not a huge time loss grabbing his crafting table, but if you don't have that axe, it is really powerful. And it's still a good thing to do anyways. It's just a strict time save.
While we're here waiting for 3 people's dragons to perch, I want to mention that although the dragon 0 is standardized, the perch is not exactly standardized. Technically, if 2 players break the crystals at the exact same tick for every crystal, then technically their dragon will have the exact same behavior.
Oh,
However,
wait. Everybody has monsters hunted. Oh no, that's not good for Automatt actually.
Didn't get free the end.
Did not get free the end. And now that's something
Almost jumps into the portal.
That was close.
Oh my gosh, giving me a heart attack.
Spooky. Probably a little too used to ranked. I don't know. I have to assume he was playing ranked pretty recently, what with the entire playoff situation. So he might have kind of not remembered the sort of things he needs to do in the end for an all advancements run. And this is, to be fair, that is a mistake we've seen a lot of players make, right? You realize, oh, I've got monsters hunted. I don't have to kill the dragon. I can just kill with beds. But no, monsters hunted does not give you free the end. Free the end is an advancement you only get from killing the ender dragon. So Automatt is going to have to kill the dragon again on this run.
Which is just, that's just a plus like a minute and a half just off of that alone. And meanwhile, we've got Snakezy's already back in the overworld, while the 3 are about to be just looting end cities. They're just now, none of them even have elytras yet.
Yeah, this is quite the commanding lead from Snakezy. But I have to say, I did expect that. I think Snakezy is by far the best draft player in this group, maybe in most groups, other than maybe Feinberg and Oxidia, who also got extremely good times just in their first times playing draft.
Yeah, it's promising for all of those players that you mentioned.
ZurtleTiff almost dies purling. That's not a good sign. Maybe a little bit of nerves going on right here. This is scary. Even if you've played draft before, this is probably, for a lot of these players, this is their first time playing in a strictly competitive event. And all advancements is a hard category to play, especially when you've got nerves going on. There's a lot of like little skill-based things that if you do them even slightly wrong, you just die. So it's good that Tiff was able to make it to the ship here without, an unfortunate incident.
Oh, Automatt has just not put on the elytra.
Automatt. No, Automatt. Does he have the elytra in his inventory, though? Because if he has the elytra, this is actually not a big deal.
Wait, maybe it was a calculated play. You could be right. Hold on.
The
elytra is not in his inventory, unfortunately.
Is it not?
I don't believe so.
I thought maybe... he has a shulker box.
I think if it was in the shulker box, then we would have put the elytra on.
You would have put it on. That's a bad sign. Did he fail to pick it up, maybe? Because he did enter the ship.
This is funny. We have to go back down here because this is where another portal is.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking about earlier. If he did home portal, like it's just kind of an annoying home portal to have. Fortunately, the fire res is permanent. So he's got fire res for this entire seed. So it's pretty unlikely he'll die getting back to his portal here.
Yeah, even if you die, it gets reapplied, so it's nothing to worry about. Which, normally when you die, one of the scarier parts is running back through your fortress, because you can just get tapped by a blaze, and then you're set on fire, and it just ruins your day. Fire resistance, nothing to worry about.
This is actually not that big of a time loss for Matt, especially considering, like, we did mention, like, it's bad that he doesn't have the elytra, but this terrain is so bad that, like, he wouldn't be flying through this anyway. So he's not actually losing that much time just, like, running back through this this nether fortress.
Yeah, relative to having the elytra or not, it's really the same. Unfortunately, it's still a solid 2 minutes of just running back.
It's not good, yeah. I don't know. I think he's almost only missing the elytra because he got his shulker box. Oh, there we go. We're back at the
We're back in the stronghold already. And we've got Zurtle, it seems, is ready to take this Shulker
Zurtle is
through.
doing transport.
She's suffocating the Shulker. Okay, it doesn't die, but
Now, the transport is really good on the seed, but still, like you can see, Matt made up some time here because he didn't have to do that transport. Compared to ZurtleTiff, who's currently figuring out the transport and doing a couple things, Automatt was able to get back into the end basically while she was doing that.
yeah. Oh,
I guess
isn't
we
it-
should probably add pronouns to the stream.
Ah, that's a good point. I did not do that.
Yeah.
Can
We'll do
remember
it.
that for the
We'll do
future.
it next time.
Yes. Thank you, chatter. We will remember that for the future. We appreciate any and all feedback for this event. Again, this is our first real day. We had the showcase, but this is the first real day of the event, so none of this professionally driven or anything like that. So
Okay, let's be clear. This is a very high stakes professional grade tournament. Please like and subscribe. Make sure to share with your friends. We are very invested in production quality, which is why we prepared the stream about 10 minutes before starting this morning.
it's not my fault. It was 100% my fault, but it's okay. We
It was
started
your
on
fault.
time, and that's all that matters.
Perfect.
Okay, Amy's
So-
back at the main island with hopefully everything. I'm not really sure because I didn't get a chance to look at her inventory. But she is, I would say, now in second place while ZurtleTiff is still in the city. And the thing is, right, we mentioned Automatt has the transport already done, which
Yeah.
puts him and Zurtle, I think, probably very close to tied. here.
Tied?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're really not that far behind Amy either. I would say there's probably less than a minute
Yeah.
of time difference between them if I had to actually put a number on it.
And frankly, like I haven't looked at Snakesy's stream in the last like 5 minutes because he's so far ahead. So he might as well be tied with them. Like I don't know. He's just in the overworld. What has he been doing? I have no clue. He needs foods. He needs some breeds, but not all of them because he grabbed the breeds misc draft.
And I think Automatt is about to go through the
Biomes.
portal, and he's now ahead of Amy again. So he's now in
Yeah,
second place.
Amy and ZurtleTiff.
Yeah. So even though it looked like he was in last because of that death, it really wasn't as bad as we made it out to be. Although I'm not sure if he's done any of the pre-crafting of the enchanting setup and any of that stuff. I'm not sure how he stands in that regard. Okay, now we've got 3 players back in the overworld.
Perfect. Amy has a lot of boats going on here. I don't really know what happened, but we don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, I don't know why there's just another boat
Oh,
there
that was probably a boat eye boat, actually.
that she just never decided to pick up. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the inventory management is pretty real in draft. You don't want anything in inventory that you don't need. Especially something like a boat. You've got so much wood from the fact that nobody ever drafts wood, so you don't really need to worry about it.
Something else.
Interestingly,
Go ahead.
sorry, go on. Oh, I was just going to mention, I just saw Amy enchant a pickaxe for efficiency 4, so there must not have been a good pickaxe in the outer end. So all the players who didn't draft pickaxe have a pretty minor, but like very real time loss to having to grab that pickaxe. Actually, Automatt did it as well, so we're good.
I see a lot of questions about the average of 2 format. It will be clarified on the weekend of the 31st of May. So spare all your questions for then. We will talk about the format and hopefully make it clear how it works when the time comes. As for now,
I think I can clarify pretty quickly though that like 2 players are playing on the same seed. So it's just 2 games played on the exact same seed. It's a normal draft 1v1 and the player with the faster average will win. So don't need to worry about like seed disparity or anything like that. It is the same seed. Only funny lies about the format are allowed. Thank you. Anyways, moving back to what's going on.
Yeah, all 4
Automatt is
players
looting a temple.
have now made it into the overworld. Right as we said that, ZurtleTiff is in the overworld. Which means I'm going to kick it over to Snakezy.
Let's take a look. So
you can,
let's look at the draft. Let's do a little bit of examination.
Right. So
What
what
do
does
we have here for
Snakezy
Snakezy?
need to do? Snakezy needs to do a balanced diet, needs to do adventuring time, and needs to do 2x2. Those are the big things that Snakezy needs to do.
Yeah. That being said, he did draft the breeds Misk, so he doesn't need most of the annoying breeds. He's just gonna have to breed like cows, pigs, sheep, that kind of thing, which is a really powerful combo.
Yeah, the most annoying breed that he's gonna have to do here is pandas. So he's gonna have to visit the jungle biome and find 2 pandas and breed them. Now, of course, panda generation has been buffed, so it's not nearly as big of a problem as in anyone that's familiar with regular AA. But he still has to go there and find it.
To be fair, because AT was drafted, he doesn't need to get. Oh, and there we go. He's blowing up some. He's blowing up some of the monument. A good play for players because you typically only loot 1 monument in draft, so you need the blocks. But yeah, he does need jungle anyways for adventuring time. So doesn't make a huge difference that he needs the breeds there as well.
He does get another huge lead here, just due to the sheer fact that he's got catalog. You see Automatt and Amy are both just killing fish. This is just a pure time sink for them. Like it's just time loss that you can, like it's tangible time loss that you can see right now. Meanwhile, Zurtle is losing time to Lapis, I believe. Which is kind of impressive, if I must be honest.
It can still happen. You can still miss on Lapis, but it's pretty unlikely. The draft mod does change some things with Lapis generation. Specifically, it makes Lapis way easier to find. So, did Tiff not get the Lapis though from the Stronghold? Because we saw most of the players did find the Lapis in the Stronghold that was underneath the library. Maybe Tiff didn't get that Lapis. Oh, she did.
It is possible.
Interesting.
Maybe it just wasn't enough.
Must have just had like really bad. Yeah, must have had too many enchants.
She's digging.
There's
for
definitely
diamonds.
like a luck element. To that.
Digging for diamonds in this is generally not recommended. Just because the way that Poland buffed, the way that we buffed Lapis generation nerfs diamond generation. So
interesting.
I really did my best to find and buff diamonds in end cities and find seeds where you'd have enough diamonds. And it seems like all the other players have plenty of diamonds, so I don't know why she wants more. But digging for diamonds is not recommended at all.
Yeah. Interesting. I guess we should probably add that to the list of... That's somewhere on the website, I'm sure. But there is a lot of information, because we did change a lot of things for draft to make this more viable and standardized.
Okay, she does find diamonds.
Oh, and she finds diamonds.
Thankfully, we're done losing time to that. But yeah.
Yeah. And she can start actually playing the seed.
I did notice from Snakezy that I'm pretty sure the first Trident guy he killed dropped. I didn't really...
He does have looting 3 on his sword, though. If the other players have looting 2, they might get different rates.
Well, remember, there was a looting 3 book in the Stronghold. So all the players should have looting 3. No, of course, it's possible I missed a previous Trident kill, but I'm pretty sure this is 1-for-1, which is incredible.
Yeah. Something these players can do, if they're wise to the ways of the draft format, is that if they don't have a Trident, you can always force Trident first enchant. Especially if you get a looting book from your Stronghold, it's basically free. So, yeah, the players who aren't doing that, which I think is almost everyone else, they could lose a lot of time to the Trident enchant on the seed.
Yeah, and while we say that, we can see that Rain has started. As you'll notice, the Rain is active for all of our players at the same time. Rain is standardized, so all of the players will have Rain at the same time, will have Thunder at the same time. Which means it can Thunder relatively soon here. It can Thunder within a minute.
Yep.
And
it will Thunder relatively soon. Every Rain is guaranteed to have a Thunder during that Rain. So we're going to see a Thunder pretty soon here.
We just don't know when, yeah. But every player...
Yeah.
Except for, I think Amy is not prepared.
Yeah.
I think Amy right now...
Snakezy should be prepared.
Yeah, he can enchant for it, but Amy is really the only one that actually has a channeling trident right now.
That's true. That being said, Snakezy should have gotten the trident... Snakezy has the trident, and he should have gotten the channeling book from the Stronghold. So it's not a concern for him, I think.
And he's got first enchant, so it's really just not a problem at all.
That's true. I wonder if he didn't even keep the channeling book, if he's just planning to first enchant.
It's possible because the inventory restriction is such a big deal here that you might just opt to throw it out, I guess, which is insane to say, but we do see
Yeah.
Snakezy got his enchanted golden apple there.
Probably not. Snakezy did get the Shulker box draft, so hopefully he wasn't throwing out channeling books. That would be pretty silly. That being said, silly is a word that could be used to describe some of Snakesy's gameplay. So.
Another trident.
And here,
Oh my god,
goodness.
that is so much durability. That is beautiful.
That's crazy.
Snakezy, and really a lot of players, but Snakezy loves Riptide. And Riptide in this format is really, really strong because it rains more often than it does normally. And rain is the only thing that's holding back Riptide in real runs. And
this is definitely what he was waiting for to do his enchanting split, right? Like, surely he's going to go enchant now for Riptide.
I mean, that right there is probably like 220, 230 durability. You can spam that thing. Riptide is going to take you everywhere.
You will be very happy.
I'm surprised he's still killing more Trident guys, if I'm going to be honest.
There really is no reason to kill Trident guys here. That being said, because of the buffed rates of Trident guys, like the number of Trident guys that spawn is just so much higher. Sometimes if you just come down and you're right beside a Trident guy, you should kill him because you don't want to die while you're looting the other shell guys.
We have seen numerous players get down to dangerously low health.
Yes.
From just the fact that there are more Trident guys. I have seen people pre-gap just because they're getting, pelted by Tridents everywhere.
It's spooky. And especially considering you're only looting that one end city, a lot of the time you're only going to have prot on the drafted armor piece. If that's the chest plate, you might just have no prot whatsoever, just like 3 pieces of time and armor, which if you have like 3 or 4 Trident guys on you, any AA player will tell you, like, yeah, even if you're on easy, even if you're playing well, even if you have a lot of A experience, you can just die to that. That can just kill you. So,
anyways, do we want to move the camera over to another player?
We probably should. We've been focusing on Snakezy for a while.
Yeah, who would we like to take it over to? Well, let's go to Amy. Actually, let's take Phantoms.
And it is 32 minutes, so I think she's cheating. Pack, do you think we should investigate this, or,
well, here's
or what
the
do you
thing,
think?
Folder. I don't know if I ever told you this, but Phantoms, normally they only spawn after an hour, but that's not very fair for these runners because we want these runs to be done.
That's true.
Very quickly. So what I did was I said, screw it, let's just let them spawn on any night, so they can start spawning after 10 minutes of gameplay. So that's how it's possible to get them at 30 minutes. 2 birds, 1 arrow.
That's a really good idea, Pack.
I know, right? I'm just really smart like that. And better yet, since we know it's going to thunder, actually, it might be thundering right now because I don't see the clouds.
I don't see clouds, yeah.
She's in a village.
And I think Amy looking for villagers. Or maybe cats. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, it is hard to tell. It's the exact same swoop. But I think it's thundering right now, if I'm not mistaken. And if she finishes, thunder here.
Oh, it is indeed thundering.
It is thundering. I was correct. She can sleep.
Yeah, and he has the channeling book, so he's about to put it on his Trident, and he'll be good.
Talking about Snakezy there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's thundering. Amy, bang, VVF, beautiful. So she has thunder and she has Phantoms done, which means she can start sleeping the nights away, which is it's very useful for endgame for bees specifically. It's also helpful in case she needs cats. If she didn't get her black cat at spawn, then if you sleep the nights, then you can get to the next moon cycle faster, and you might be able to get black cat soon.
True.
However, I'm not sure if that's necessary on this. Anyway, I do want to point out a little mishap there from Snakezy. He put his anvil.
His anvil
on the
went
ice.
through the ice.
Yeah, and then I don't know if he melted the ice.
Interesting.
Because he was smelting.
I have
something,
he
or
must
if
have melted it. Yeah, I think he melted it.
But I think he melted it, and then his anvil fell through the water, which is really funny.
Which could be an issue if it broke. Fortunately, that didn't happen, so he should be good with the anvil. He probably doesn't actually need the anvil for anything in this format because the elytras have basically infinite durability. You don't really need. I forget what I was saying.
No, it's fine.
Oh, you don't need to put unbreaking on your elytra, and that's usually like the main thing you need your anvil for.
That was a great play from Snakezy. We die on purpose because we know we have a village at spawn, and then we do VVF at the spawn village, and now I'm not sure what he's setting up for here, but that was great. He dies on purpose to go back to the village at spawn. That's a
perfect.
great play.
Now, Snakezy doesn't need cats, so I don't think there's any other reason he really needs to be at the spawn village. Does he have bees? No.
So if we look at the bottom middle, we see that Amy is actually the person who drafted the beehives. Although I don't know if I saw her set them up or not. Meanwhile, I mean, she's got 2 cats left here?
Yeah,
She's going to be done
almost
with cats
done.
very soon.
Unless there's more since the last time she paused, which is possible. But she definitely isn't done with cats, because otherwise we would have seen the advancement. Let's see. But here you can just see like the difference for Snakezy. He has almost done everything except biomes, and if he goes in Riptides right now, he'll be able to get those biomes pretty quickly. Everybody else has a lot of stuff to do. Like Automatt has a ton of cats. Do you see that? I think he has 5 cats on his
Let's take
screen.
a closer look at Automatt.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So he needs a ton of biomes. He needs jungle, mesa, and mushroom, which are all kind of annoying biomes to find. We do guarantee that all the biomes will show up within a certain distance of spawn, 3,000 blocks radius, square radius, not circular. But, you know, it can be hard to find these biomes. And he still needs breeds. He still needs to do HCM. He still needs cat tames. I don't want to sound too down on Automatt here. He is, you know, our Polish goat. But I'm a little concerned right now.
He's definitely making some mistakes due to unfamiliarity with the format.
Yeah.
You know, things such as...
Oh, but he does find the mesa.
The Endermite play, and I mean his inventory is definitely suffering as well. I see that he did also go for the 1 box, which
yes, and we did see somebody mentioning that in chat earlier, talking about the 1 box play. I think Tiff has 2 and everybody else has 1.
Yes, I believe. Maybe no, I think Amy has 2 as well.
Okay,
so it's an even split.
I don't quite remember,
but I do think that 1 box is the correct play. Especially in 1v1s.
It's interesting.
Maybe in 4 players, not so much, because you still have more stuff to do. But in 1v1s,
you just see so many players losing so much time to the inventory management that it's almost like, even though you can do it, like it's very playable to go with 1 box. Maybe it's not worth the time. I don't really know sometimes.
Yeah, see, from Snakezy, I believe that it's a time save because he's used to it at this point. He knows how to do the inventory management with only 1 box. But Automatt forcing himself into 1 box probably has never attempted an AA run in his life with only 1 box. So he might run into struggles here, and he might lose a lot of time unintentionally to just only having 1 shulker box. We'll have to see.
Perfect. And I mean, I just saw it in his tracker, and it reminded me. He still needs free the end pack. Automatt still needs free the end. Oh my goodness, I'm back to being down on Automatt. I'm so sorry, Automatt. Oh my goodness.
You hate to see it.
You do hate to see it.
But you know what you don't hate to see? ZurtleTiff
what is he
just got
doing?
very frightening. I think he doesn't have enough iron, is what we're seeing.
He doesn't have enough iron for the anvil? To enchant? Oh no, yeah, it says awaiting thunder.
And the Thunder's ended.
I think the Thunder just stopped.
Over.
He missed Thunder because he didn't get enough iron, probably from the Bastion, because he's probably a ranked player who's not used to needing this much iron from your Bastion.
Oh my goodness.
That's not good. Now, to be fair, we're guaranteed another Thunder, I think within
45 minutes.
Roughly 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Is it of the rain ending, though? I think it's of the rain ending.
Of the Thunder ending.
Is it of the Thunder ending?
It is of the Thunder ending, yes.
Okay, I think I might have to double check the code to make sure that's how it works, but that is the way it's supposed to work. So he will get another Thunder before the seed ends, but he can't sleep, and he might start endgame. Like, if this is good pace, I mean, especially to beat some of these players, he might need to be starting endgame, like, sub 2 hours, significantly sub 2 hours. So he might have issues with bees because of that rain system.
I do have to point out the worst thing that I see on Automatt's tracker, in my opinion, which is the fact that we have 0 shells. If you look at Snakezy... Snakezy has 8
that was
shells.
Spooky.
Snakezy has
Creeper
8
just
shells
blew up his shulker.
to Automatt 0. And I think that is a bigger issue than even free the end, maybe.
I don't know about that, though. I mean, we saw on Snakesy's stream, the shells are very buffed in this. And I think Snakezy got all his shells from, like, 30 seconds to like a minute of ocean. Like he did get his shells really quickly, and the shells are standardized in this. So if Automatt goes to the same ocean location,
Oh,
that
this is a
sounds kinda
funny
cool.
temple.
The same ocean location as Snakezy, we might see that he just grabs all his shells super quick anyways.
All right,
Let's see.
take it over to Zurtle, who I think is the only person I haven't put on the big screen yet. Let's take a look at what she needs. She also managed to hit the Thunder, as I pointed out a little bit ago.
Now,
Looking at her drafts, Zurtle got the jungle and got the adventuring time. So she still needs to go to a mushroom island for mushrooms, but none of the other biomes really interest her in any way, I think. It's really, for her, just a battle of Misk. She's got a ton of random stuff to eat and to breed.
perfect. There is one thing that I'm scared about,
Which
and
is,
I'm not sure if you've noticed this because I haven't been watching closely enough. Which players have enchanted golden apple on this seed?
I know Snakesy's got a few of them. I think
Snakesy's got a few of
3.
them?
Yeah, I think he's got 3 of
Okay,
them.
we should be good then. I think that's something that's the thing that we've seen a lot of time loss from, because even though we buffed the rates pretty significantly, I believe it's 43% chance of getting an EGAP per temple. Even with that, it's still possible to get rolled for quite a while. I mean, people have gone like 0 for 16 on blaze rods, and that's an even higher percentage chance. So it is possible, especially considering you lose so many like fewer temples in this. Like it's possible you can get rolled and lose a ton of time to EGAP, which we saw during the show match actually from Kush W, I think.
Yeah, we did. Amy, I just saw, also has 3 enchanted golden apples. So the only people that I'm unsure of are Zurtle and Automatt. Which maybe this will be the temple. We'll see. Yeah, so Zurtle, I don't see any enchanted golden apples in her inventory. Oh, there we go. There we go.
There is an EGAP.
Beautiful. Just as we talked about
So
it.
we should be good on all the players. Let's see. I feel like I need to keep on just adding more and more format exclamation draft seeds. I don't know. I should just add something for the seed generator.
You can directly link it if you'd like.
Maybe I'm getting it. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do an exclamation mark filter. Maybe. Sorry, I keep on getting distracted, adding more commands to answer chat questions.
No, it's good. It's definitely something that we'll get better over time with.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we won't have to add the commands a second time, so we should be good. And we've got a black cat here, I think, for Zurtle. This is very similar, actually, to one of the first draft runs I played, where the black cat had just like fled deep into a savanna plateau. So, fortunately, Tiff does find it, so it doesn't have to worry about the black cat. You're not guaranteed to have like a witch hut anywhere in your spawn. We don't check for that whatsoever. So if you don't find the guaranteed black cat from your spawn village, you can have issues.
Yeah, and it is something that we actually saw in a practice match yesterday. So it's definitely a problem that could arise for some of these players.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's taken care of it. Anyways,
And I think, frankly, like everybody seems to be playing the seed pretty smoothly right now. Snakesy's obviously like ahead, but I don't think we have I don't think it's guaranteed that Snakezy wins from this position. I mean, I do think it's guaranteed that Snakezy wins from this position because he's the best draft player in existence right now. But, based on what we see from his tracker, he has a lot of stuff missing. Everybody has a lot of stuff missing. It's pretty up in the air who's going to win right now.
I mean, all it takes is for Snakezy to mess up how did we get here, and he's in last place instantly, right? So
that is true.
It doesn't matter how good his position looks right now. As I say in ranked, it's not over till the dragon's dead. In this, it's not over till you have how did we get here. And I don't know about you, but I think how did we get here is a little more up in the air than killing the dragon.
That's very true. I'm confident that Automatt can kill the dragon. I think I've seen him do it before, and I think he can do it again. That being said, we have seen players accidentally not get free the end, even on their second dragon kills. Hopefully we don't get that in the seed. Hopefully Automatt looks at his tracker and realizes he needs free the end. So let's see. Should we take a closer look at Amy?
I am so sorry about that.
Oh my goodness, was that you?
That was me.
What just happened?
I'm so sorry.
I see.
I don't know why that happened. That's jump scared me.
It's fine.
That jump scared me.
I don't think that jump scared chat, so I think we're good. Oh, no, it did.
My apologies. My apologies. You were saying something.
Production quality. We just lost 1,000 viewers, Pack. I can't believe you've done this to us.
I'm so sorry. You were
It's
saying
okay.
something
I'm sure we'll recover.
about
Yes. No, after that extreme jump scare from Feinberg, just remember, share drAAft, send the Twitch link to all your friends, and make sure that you get as many people coming and watching this as possible because, of course, Feinberg will be playing tomorrow. I know that that's what a lot of you are waiting for. And even more importantly, Oxidiot will be playing tomorrow. Our AA Goat here at the drAAft commentary Discord channel. Anyways, who's playing? What's going on? Where are we in this match?
Let's see. Who do we want to take it back to?
I think we should take a look at Amy. I don't know if we've looked at Amy that much recently. So
has,
Amy is done with Thunder, but she only has, well, probably 4 shells now because I think I just saw her grab another one.
5 and 6, actually. I see number 5 and 6 in front of her.
Yeah, and possibly even more. So if we see her pause in a little bit here, we'll be able to get an updated count. Of course, the way that the AA tracker works, it's only able to read from your saved files and everything's in memory until you pause or the game auto saves. So even though it says 3 shells in our tracker, we did just see her kill 3 more shell drowns. So probably has a lot more than 3 shells going on. Perfect. And there is something that I'm seeing on BlakWolf's screen up on the top left here. She needs both the parrots and the bats and a CD place.
Yeah, these are 2 funny
We've seen players have issues for those.
Yeah, so the reason that, obviously, these are not difficult advancements to get, right? Like, a CD place is not something that anyone would ever say is difficult advancement. However, depending on the tracker that you use, I think it's it's in, optimized, it doesn't actually show you either of those advancements.
Either of them, I think.
Which means... if you're not hyper aware of it, you could just completely forget to do them at all, which we actually did see yesterday in one of the practice matches.
We also saw that in the show match from KurPro. He completed the seed and it was in the end and he was like, wait, why is the timer not stopping? Then he realized he had to die to go back into the overworld to plant a seed. So we might see it again here. We probably won't see a CD place from Amy because she does need foods. So she's going to need to get a CD place anyways. Not a big deal. But she drafted breeds, so she might not remember to breed 2 animals to get the other advancement, the parrots and the bats.
Yeah, but Automatt, who is the player that drafted Balanced Diet, he might forget about a CD place. We'll have to see.
It is very likely. That being said, we do see him here with carrots to breed some rabbits. Yeah, speaking of rabbits,
oh yes,
another thing you can get rolled on.
Good point. Yes, go ahead.
All right, I'll explain. So normally in all advancements runs, you get a full beacon, and you do this thing called beacon swap, which allows you to get both haste and jump boost from your beacon. In drAAft, of course, we don't want people to be mining 160 gold blocks. That's just, there's a lot of randomness in your routing. You might not find the right monuments or the intended bastions, and quite frankly, it'll just take way too long. And I don't think that there's any skill involved in mining gold blocks. So what we've done is we basically give the players the Beaconator advancement. Beaconator is the advancement you get for building a full beacon. So even though you still need a beacon to complete the seed, you don't need a full beacon. You only need the first layer, which is 9 gold blocks, much easier to do. However, that does mean that you can't get jump boost. You can't do beacon swap anymore. That does require does it require a 2-tier beacon or a full beacon? I think it requires a full beacon.
It's the second tier, allows you to get jump boost.
Yes, but does it allow you to do beacon swap? I think you need the full beacon for beacon swap because that's the second level.
Yes.
I could be wrong on this. In any case,
right.
The point is you don't get jump boost anymore when you're doing drAAft. How did we get here? Which means that we have to go back to what we used to do a long time ago. Back in the good old days, and kill rabbits for rabbit's foot so that we can brew. There's a lot of drafting going on, but we don't draft this. We can brew a potion of jump boost. So that's what we're going to see from all these players almost certainly. I don't know if Automatt was just going for that there, or if he just was getting the foods and doesn't realize yet that he's going to need that jump boost pot. But yes, all of the players are going to need to get a jump boost pot, which requires a rabbit's foot, which is I don't think that's standardized. So you have to kill potentially a lot of rabbits to get that rabbit's foot.
Yeah, it is. I don't even know if it's something that Automatt has really even thought about, because when you load into
Probably
the world,
not.
it does tell you in the chat, Automatt has completed the advancement beaconator, but I don't know if he like
Yes.
read that and really, interpreted it as to mean, oh, I don't need a full beacon. So I'm not sure if he's thought about the fact that he's gonna have to. Well, I mean, I guess he could choose to do a full beacon, but like obviously that would
That's
be a
true.
bad decision, I would say.
Probably a time loss. It is worth mentioning, we did mention this to the players during the show match because it's kind of an important piece of information, but we didn't mention it to any of these players. So obviously everybody except Automatt already knows because they've played a lot before. Automatt might not know. We could have mentioned it, but frankly, this might lead to some really funny moments. So, it is what it is. If you don't read the page, then,
It's not
can't
our
really
fault,
say anything.
Everyone's got access
Yeah,
to the same
not my
resources.
problem.
But anyways, I did see Automatt got a mushroom island. There's a mushroom island off to his right somewhere, and it's raining again
Yes,
for everybody. So we're gonna see some more
which means
Riptide
it will
gameplay.
thunder shortly.
Yeah. We're gonna see more Riptide gameplay. We're gonna see Mushroom Island, hopefully for multiple people and not just for Automatt. But we'll see. We'll see how that
Or
goes.
just for Automatt if we're big Automatt fans. I mean, he is the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if Automatt wins this, I'm all for it. I've got absolutely nothing against that. I would love to see Automatt win this.
Yes. Nothing against Amy and Tiff, but Automatt, Polish. Think about the Polish viewers. How many viewers does Automatt have right now? 80
Yeah, if
viewers.
you're-
That is plus 80 to our tournament viewership.
Yeah, no, shout out to Poland, Polska Górą.
Yeah.
If you will.
Exactly. I have no idea what that means, but I couldn't agree more.
I think it means like Poland is the best, or like, something along those lines.
I see.
I'm not 100% sure.
Now, speaking of Poland, we did mention earlier that Automatt did not have any shells at all. And indeed, his tracker still shows 0 shells, but we've been watching him kill shell drowns for the last 2 minutes. So there hasn't been an autosave and he hasn't paused. He's definitely got a few shells by now. So he's probably catching up. He's got four in his
inventory. Yeah.
So in the last 2 minutes, Automatt has gotten 4 shells. Now, of course, that does imply that it's going to be a bigger time loss than the Ender Dragon kill, but it's not a huge time loss. He will catch up pretty quickly with shells. Let's see. And Automatt, I think, was getting... No, he already has 2 birds, I believe.
I want to go over to Snakezy here for a second, because
let's take a look.
Snakezy needs one more biome before he gets adventuring time, which is Snowy Beach. Now, as you can tell, he's nowhere near an ocean, so we're landlocked right now, but I'm sure the Snowy will connect there at some point.
Now, that being said, let's take a look at his coordinates. He is at negative 4K. This is not the intended Snowy.
Well, where we are right now is not part of
That's true. It might be the intended Snowy.
It could be,
that's true.
Snowies are quite big. They are probably one of the largest biomes, if not the largest biome, just by themselves. So it is quite possible.
Oh no, that's not a... I thought he got a patrol, but that's just an outpost.
Yeah, it's just an outpost. It is quite possible that the Snowy just connects to the 3K boundary, and that's where the Snowy Beach is. But
quite possibly.
We can't be sure.
Yeah. I think the Snowy Beach and all other snowy biomes are guaranteed within the 3K by the filter, right?
Yes, that is correct.
And another guarantee is that every single igloo will always have a bottom. So if you see an igloo, you can be guaranteed that you can go and do Zombie Villager there.
Snakezy does elect to sleep, which means no more Riptide gaming.
That being said, it will rain again at some point, and quite frankly, he's done with biomes here, so he's just going to the Nether anyways.
There's no real reason for him to be riptiding around anywhere. There's nowhere left to go. Everything he needs to do is... Well, there's a few foods in there that he's forgotten. I'm not gonna say everything's in the Nether, but
he does have apple in his inventory. He'll be okay. I'm sure he'll be okay.
I'm sure he will be okay. Absolutely.
Let's see. So he needs the 3 nether biomes, well, 3 of the nether biomes, because we were apparently only in normal nether terrain in the nether. He needs a couple foods that he's definitely forgotten, and that's it. Then his endgame starts.
Yeah, I
think we'll probably see him overlap some snowy stuff here.
I'd say this would be probably a low 130 here is what the pace looks like right now from my perspective.
It does look like that. he could get probably like a 1-2x on this seed if he really cranks it out. Considering everything is just so much faster. You're guaranteed good endgame procs. You're guaranteed a really good debris split. And he doesn't really need that much here. He basically just needs to bang out his nether advancements, and he's pretty much good.
Yeah. Let's bring it back over to Tiff, because funny enough, she also just slept. However, there were phantoms above her, which I'm guessing must have spawned right before we went to sleep. But we are doing HDM right now, which is one of the things that is covered by breeds and by 2x2. So only Automatt and Tiff have to do donkeys. But
Yeah.
for anyone that's familiar, donkeys are really annoying. They're just hard to find.
They're slightly less annoying in draft.
Yeah,
because
but
you
they're
did
still
buff them.
they're still just as hard to spot visually speaking.
Yes. Kind of just a really bland, ugly color. Man, I hate donkeys. Just these ugly little blights on the landscape that like fade in because your eyes don't want to perceive them. You know what I mean?
And we are going for an intentional death. We're back at spawn now.
Perfect.
We need 2 more cats, but yeah, and she needs a lot of random food as well. But the intentional death, I'm assuming she wants to go a different direction here off spawn, or I'm not sure what else we could be doing this for. I think she just wants to go a different direction off spawn to find different villages.
Perfect. Yeah, and frankly, like all of the players are kind of in this like weird mid-game area where like you're not, except for Snakezy, who's just literally waiting for his zombie villager to cure. Everybody else is kind of just doing a bunch of random miss stuff. Like there's not a lot of clear things to do. You don't know exactly what the next thing is. Obviously, Tiff needs the cats. She needs HDM, which is pretty problematic. But she's probably just going to force them in some random order based on whatever is most convenient. Let's see. All of the players do still need to do wither skeletons, I believe. I don't think we've seen anybody enter the nether
nobody's
in
gone
mid-game.
into the nether, which means the overworld terrain has been very good, is what I would take that to mean.
Yeah. No, it's been pretty easy. And to be fair, that is usually the case in draft because you're guaranteed all of the biomes within a certain distance. You usually don't want to be traveling around the nether a lot. You kind of want to fly around spawn and just get all of your guaranteed biomes. But that does mean that you typically have a lot of nether stuff backloaded towards like the end of the run, which is the case for Snakezy.
I do want to point out,
almost certainly be going to the nether.
This is really funny. This is another misplay from Automatt. I caught it a little too late, but he just spent probably a good 2 minutes trying to breed foxes. And if you look down below, Mega Taiga was not picked by anyone, which means everybody gets Mega Taiga.
Oh, yeah.
And Mega Taiga...
That's something that's not super clear, to be fair.
Sure, but Mega Taiga does come with fox breed, which means Automatt did not need to do any of that. It was a completely... Just a complete waste of time to breed foxes there.
There is a shell guy that he's ignoring, I'm not really sure.
No, there's like 2 shell guys here. Oh, he left that one. So I'm going to assume he's done on shells if he's ignoring shell guys.
Maybe. I don't know if he spotted the dual wielder, to be honest.
Oh, he did not.
Yeah, he's got 7. He did not spot the dual wielder.
Man.
Probably just a little bit of that AA inexperience coming in. Automat's been playing AA for a very long time, but doesn't play a lot of AA. So if you don't play a ton of AA, it's pretty easy to miss things like that, like little details, especially when it's dark, it's raining, there's guys shooting at you.
He gets another shell here.
But he does get another shell.
Really not punished too hard for that. He is still one of the players that needs thunder, and as we can tell by the clouds, it is thundering, which means...
Is it? I guess so, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Hopefully...
I haven't played enough AA to determine if it's thundering or not yet, unfortunately.
But yeah, he will be... He has a trident. I'm not sure if he has channeling on it already or not, but...
He should. He does have the channeling book, I'm sure. Hopefully he got the channeling book from the library, so... It is indeed thundering, as you mentioned. Not to confirm it.
He flew completely past a village, so I'm not sure what the game plan is from him.
I don't know what we're doing here. Yeah. What are we looking for? Maybe he got thunder and just hasn't paused? No, he definitely has paused because we have the 8 out of 8 shells, but yeah, he just doesn't have thunder yet.
He's flying here.
He must not have seen the village.
Warm ocean, which War
Or he's
Motion
not
is
thinking about the
one of the
thunder?
troubling biomes. The filter only checks for the rare biomes, but there are still some uncommon biomes that are not guaranteed, such as War
Yeah.
Motion and Deep Frozen Ocean, that are rather annoying for
Yes.
an AA run, which again have no guarantee in this. Okay.
And here's the jungle. He needs Ocelot breeds, but you want to sleep for that, and he still hasn't gotten his thunder.
Yeah,
This is
I really
not.
don't
I'm not
understand what
optimistic
we're
for
doing
Automatt right
here.
now. This is not very good.
It's not looking good.
I
No.
feel like, yeah, you're definitely. I mean, we're all cheering Automatt on, but at the same time, a little concerned right here. A little concerned.
Does find two
Fine,
pandas
maybe-
right next to each other, but
Maybe we should avert our eyes a little bit. Automatt definitely does have a trident.
You want to avert
You're
our
guaranteed
eyes?
to try and to be standardized with everybody else, and everybody else got to try and within, I think, the first like 2
yeah,
or
I saw one
3
in a shulker box.
drown kills. Yeah. I guess the only real question is like, does he have the channeling book? Which I have to assume he got it.
We have to hope so.
He's
and even
pulled out
if
a
not,
bad-
he's got 55 levels. Enchanting
Yes.
Quartz, not a problem at all.
Oh no, Automatt, no, don't sleep, Automatt. Wait, what are we doing?
He just got sweet.
Did he just he remembered?
No, he just did sweet dreams. I'm not sure why. Again, a lot of this is confusing to me. I'm not sure if he's
I think
even fully sure of what
It's
he's
important to
doing.
keep in mind, it's important to mention, he is up against 3 players who've played a lot of draft. This kind of thing is something we've seen a lot from players who haven't played draft. When you haven't played draft before, it's a very hard format. And it's very easy to have these kind of situations where you're like kind of freaking out for long periods of time because you just don't know what you should be doing.
Okay, does get the
I do see
trident,
2
does get the
bucks, and he's got the
channeling book.
channeling book. We're good. And he has 61 iron, so we should be good. We should be good. All right. Let's watch him get this. Tapping the bed does not reset thunder. Full sleeping resets thunder. So
And there we go.
Yeah.
Very, very
Didn't full
frightening.
sleep. We're all good.
Which means now we
And,
can full sleep if he wants to.
Yes. Which he definitely does want to, because he needs to get that Ocelot breed. We don't want to be coming back here. That is the main concern. I'm sure that's kind of what went through his mind. He was probably thinking, oh, there's a jungle. I got to do jungle. I got to do cats. He grabs his bed out. He's like, I need to sleep so that I can, get the Ocelots to spawn. And then he's like, wait a second. It's thundering.
Did you see that, by the way? That's the first time ever I've seen someone craft sticks with bamboo.
I have seen that in like casual gameplay. I don't think I've ever seen that in this though, or in AA.
I've never
period.
seen anyone do that ever. I know it's a thing, but that was funny.
Are we gonna kill 2 skeletons with 1 stone? I mean, 1 arrow? No, probably not.
I think he just did it in case he missed. Probably. Oh, it's so hard to see through the snow. Oh, they're so far.
Yeah, this is too far. This is too far. You can go closer, Matt. No. Should we avert our eyes a little bit here?
Yeah, let's go
I feel
take
like
a
we
look
need to look at somebody else for a little bit.
Back to Snakezy.
He's almost got it though.
Skulls. Snakezy, in fact, did not get the snowy beach biome, by the way.
Maybe that wasn't the intended snowy.
It's entirely possible.
Is he gonna die here? He's on 1 HP, by the way.
Oh my god.
He just went down to half a heart. He was very slow in dealing with the fact that he was on half a heart there.
I'm gonna be honest with you, he probably just doesn't care. Because he knows that if he dies, this spawn
He just comes
fort
back.
is right at spawn. Like, you lose like
That's true.
30 seconds to dying, probably.
Now, that being said, is this a good fortress? It's mostly buried, isn't it? I didn't
there's
really
only
pay attention to
these
earlier.
Two little
But
legs here that are open. I haven't seen the rest of it. But he's already got 2
Yeah.
skulls, so it can't be that bad.
yeah, and I mean, well, the rates are so buffed in this. He's got a looting 3 sword. It's pretty hard to get trolled, even if
Automatt died.
Automatt.
Good thing we set our
Puts his
spawn with this bed on
Elytra
this
on?
jungle.
I don't see his elytra. Where
Okay, let's go back to Automatt real quick.
is his elytra?
They can't break. There's no way that it. Well, even if it did break, it
No,
would still be in his
even if it did
inventory.
break, we would still see it.
He must have thrown it out.
Did he accidentally throw it while he was flying?
He must
But
have.
for what reason?
Misclick, surely.
But how? He's not that far away. He's very lucky that his bed was here.
He's
'Cause that could have been a
extremely
crazy
lucky
throw.
that his bed is here. He does have 16 pearls. So
That's true, but
we-
he
we've
might have to
gotta
go check his VOD to go see like where it was.
We gotta go before it despawns. He's gonna be purling across.
Yeah,
the
well, he's got
distance.
5 minutes.
This is an adventure.
I think this is maybe the worst throw I've ever seen in draft. This is definitely like not a good way to. This is not good. It's not good. This is not good. You got this, Automatt, though. We're cheering you on.
We believe in you.
We believe in you. We wish you the best with finding the. Maybe he's checking. I don't know. This is where I would be pulling out the VOD right now and checking chords because, that's just an item sitting on the ground somewhere. Like who knows where it is. This is spooky. This is spooky for Automatt. I don't like how long he's spending standing here.
I don't either. I don't think he's checking his VOD either because he's not paused or anything. He's
No,
just
he
trying to
paused a little
remember.
bit, but not very much. Let's check his chat. I see some XDs, and that's about it. Unfortunately, I don't speak Polish, so I can't really determine what's going on from his chat. Not a good sign.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say that this
I
is
think he's gonna
not
check his
good.
VOD. All right, let's go take a look at somebody else while he's figuring
All right.
that out. Who? Give me a name.
Let's take a look at Snakezy. He's got his skulls. Is he off to do his debris split? I think everybody will want to see the debris split from Snakezy here. So he might not be doing it though. To be fair, he might be doing the rest
Let's
of
see
his
what else
nether
he needs
stuff.
to do. He needs to breed hoglins. He needs to
Mhm.
do uneasy. He needs to do
He
subspace.
does not need to kill his Oglin. Now, subspace is pretty easy, so we don't need to worry too much about that. But everything else is a little iffy.
And I
Let's
see a
see.
very severe lack of hoglins here. I've never seen quite this empty of a crimson forest.
Oh, that's a lot of obsidian. Something that you might not be aware of if you're just tuning in now is that the chests in Bastions are 1.16.2 chests, correct? They're not 1.16.1?
Some of them. The lodestone chest is unchanged, but the generic bastion chest that you'll get in the triple or the single ramparts, those are updated, and the bottom treasure chests are updated.
Yeah.
But the lodestone
And in
chest is the same.
1.16.2, they just made them way better. So that's the reason why it's changed to that.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
can
they're
get-
much better chests
You
than
can
they
get
were in
iron
1.16.1.
blocks, you can get golden carrots, you can get enchanted iron swords with the potential of looting on them.
Yeah. It's just good all around. One of the big things is the iron. You can get iron blocks, and that iron is very valuable in draft because you usually get less iron from your outer end. So
Okay,
we did see Automatt killing
Great
golems
news.
in the mid game.
Great news.
Yes.
Automatt has his
Automatt is
Elytra.
flying.
We're
good. Automatt's back in
it. I was really
Now I don't know if
concerned
that's
there for a moment.
I don't think that's good news for his RTA, but it is good news for everybody's hearts as we can all be happy watching him, fly for the rest of the seed.
Unless he does it again. Which would never
Unless he
happen.
does it again.
Nobody would ever do that twice.
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do it once, so hopefully we don't get it a second time. And he does breed the ocelots, so Automatt is back in it. He's done with jungle. He only needs one biome, which is Perch Hills, and then he needs to do, it looks like horse and mule. Not really sure what happened there, but... Or maybe mule and donkey. He might have just bred horses, but I thought I saw donkeys on his screen, so I'm not really sure. But in any case...
Who knows?
Not a ton of stuff required still for Automatt. He is still in this, even though it's definitely iffy.
Yeah, I mean, the race for second here is really... I cannot confidently say who is in second.
Same. It could be anyone. I mean, let's take a look at Amy's screen for a
Yeah,
little bit. I
just
see that
looking at
we're
her
missing
tracker.
some jungle
She's
biomes.
got- You may notice a specific biome that she's missing.
Yeah, jungle. Is that bamboo jungle?
Yeah, that is Bamboo Jungle Hills and Bamboo Jungle that she is missing.
Why is she missing bamboo jungle?
It must mean that there are two jungles within the 6K by 6K area, and one of
Yeah,
them...
unless she went outside of it, which is possible.
Yeah,
But
that's correct as well. It is a possibility. And it must have had pandas, but no, she has 2x2 Right. So she didn't need the pandas.
Yeah.
Right. So we probably just found a random jungle that didn't have bamboo.
Quite possibly. Which is not good, I think it's safe to say. I don't know if she was able to get Riptide on her Trident
never
this run.
mind. We just
but-
hadn't updated yet. We
Oh,
just
yeah,
hit
there
our
we go.
5
She got in the
minutes.
last 5 minutes.
Yeah, we just hit our 5 minutes.
As we mentioned earlier, that is like the one big thing because we're trying to pay attention to 4 different runs. We can't necessarily see what happens, so we have to pay attention to the tracker, and the tracker only updates when you either pause or every 5 minutes when the autosave happens. So she did indeed
I think
jungle,
that
and that means
does
that
make me more confident that I would put Amy in
Yes.
second place right now.
this is a commanding second place. If you look at Zurtle's screen, she still needs mushroom. I think.
wow.
Well, I mean, I see the cow.
Yeah.
mushroom.
Well,
I
she
don't
drafted
see-
Adventure in Time.
Oh, she jumped an AT. Yeah, so she still needs the Mushroom Island for that cow breed. Interesting. Amy is here.
She got
looting
another ingot out of
bottom
this treasure. Yeah,
Perfect.
which not that rare with the modern Bastion loot tables, but still a nice sight to see.
It's quite common. Gonna loot some obsidian. She didn't die because, of course, all of these players have permanent fire res, so it never goes away. The entire seed doesn't matter if you die. Doesn't matter if you reload the world. You will always have fire res. So
Okay, Snakezy gets Subspace Bubble, and I think he's doing Uneasy Alliance right now. He is.
perfect.
So Uneasy and Subspace, I mean, those are the two things that I'd left for him before he's going to do Debris, I think.
Yeah. And we'll want to see the debris split because if you're new to draft, if you haven't seen a draft match before, the debris split is quite the sight to behold. It is very, very fun to do. Compared to normal AA where it's pain and suffering 99.9% of the time. Let's see.
I wonder
Yeah,
what Amy
that
is
is
flying
2 by
for
2.
here. I'm very
this probably
curious what
isn't.
she's flying for. Maybe she's just leaving to do Subspace. Maybe that's the play here.
That is possible. Oh no, she was missing this biome, right? No, she has it.
Yeah, I'm sure it just hasn't
Yeah,
updated
it
yet.
must be subspace. Or perhaps she's looking for a better fort. I don't know if she has skulls yet.
Yeah, I think we're gonna
Oh,
take
I
this
see.
gas,
She needs gas.
and we're gonna do exactly what Snakezy
Right.
did. We're gonna do. Oh,
Oh,
never
unlucky.
mind. We're not gonna do anything. This gas is dead.
I think that skeleton shot it. Is that
I'm
what
not
happened?
sure what happened there. It's possible that the skull.
That's what it looked like
Oh,
to me.
It's
'Cause
time.
it is time. All right. Let's lock in.
So
Imagine the
Snakezy-
Feinberg
it's-
debris split playlist playing right
It's
now.
12:30. He has
Mhm.
3 debris. It's like let's take. I
Yes.
don't know how much he needs. I have no clue how much he needs.
Yeah.
I think we need 16.
He probably has at least an ingot.
I think
And we
needs
know that
16.
he did get the bridge. So
Yeah. And I think everyone got the hoe, which is why I'm saying he needs 16.
So was that 20 TNT? I think he just used about 20 TNT. This is a 20 TNT tunnel. And here we have our first debris. And as you can see, we're already mining quite a bit of debris.
Oh my god,
I think I see-
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there's 9 here.
Yeah. This is more debris than you would normally see. Rhyme not intended.
7, 8, 9, 10. There was 10 TNT in this little area over here. Oh, 11. There's actually another one right down there.
11 debris, yeah.
All right.
That's a good amount of debris. So I don't know if he's done his split, but if he got an ingot, he's already finished. And we see him mining some blackstone here. Pretty common to need a little bit of blackstone to kind of make up the fact that you don't have cobblestone a lot of the time. Because especially for him, I don't think he did first enchant, so I don't think he ever dug for lapis, which means that you just really don't get cobble at any point for the furnaces that you need to do endgame.
Yeah, you can pick up a few furnaces through, like blacksmiths or something else. But
Yeah.
to most of the time in the end game, we'll see players go with 4 furnaces, 3 for sand, 1 for debris.
Yeah.
And
And
you
there
may
is an
also-
inventory aspect to it too. Like these players that only have one shulker box,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily want to be storing the cobble anyways.
Yeah, and you also.
Oh, he got rolled.
Yeah, you also want the cobblestone or the blackstone more specifically, I suppose, for walls for the bees. I think
Yes. Although you don't need that. You can grab sandstone as well. It's not a big deal.
that's true. Okay,
He
and
now
we
has
have
16, and I think he's done.
I think it's done. So it's been
probably
2 minutes.
assuming he got.
It's
yes.
been 2 minutes, and the debris split is done.
And he got rolled, relatively speaking. So,
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, that second tunnel didn't get him any debris, so no, you don't normally see that from such a like a 10 TNT tunnel even in draft. But he does kill himself in order to get back to spawn, which is usually the play. It's just way faster. It's by far the fastest way to get back to spawn, especially when you're in the nether underground in your debris tunnel. Just always going to be the optimal play. I don't actually know if Automatt knows. Well, actually, Automatt does know that he has keep inventory, so we don't need to
He
worry.
has
He did find
experienced
that out.
The only way
Yes,
that
by
items
accident.
can leave his inventory is if he throws them out of it.
Yes. Or if they have vanishing. I
Nope,
think.
vanishing does not do
No?
anything. If you have vanishing and
Okay.
keep inventory, then you will just, when you die, you will just keep the item.
That's perfect.
Which is, yeah, it's very good actually.
Do you know how that interacts with Cursive Binding?
Yeah, so if you have binding, you just can't get rid of it. So if you put
Oh,
on,
really?
yeah, if
Okay.
you have keep inventory on and you have binding, you cannot take it off. It is impossible.
That could be an actual way to have to reset in the
Yeah,
early
no, it's
game.
very
If
scary.
you accidentally put
It's
a
very
binding
scary.
chestplate on, that's game over.
Yeah, if you put a binding chestplate on, the only way to get it off is to break it. And breaking a diamond chestplate takes a
Yeah.
long time. I don't even know what the
That's
fastest way
scary.
to get it off would be even.
Cactus.
Yeah,
It's
but
always
that's like
cactus.
very slow. That takes multiple
You
minutes.
just overlap it with watching the stream and cheering us on.
Slightly concerning. Hopefully that never happens. I hope that
Hopefully
no one
not.
does that. That would be bad.
We could remove binding, but that's too much effort.
That is
and
way
we did
too much
say
effort.
no more mod changes. All right. So Snakesy's starting endgame here before, or while he's doing setup, I guess, because we definitely want to watch his endgame. Should we go through all of the other players real quick and
Yeah,
just
sure. Let's
do a
go.
quick
Let's go
review
through
of
them
what
one
their
by one and
status?
take a quick look.
So Tiff here needs Mushroom Island. That's probably what she's flying for. You can see she has F3 open, so is likely just scanning for that. I'm not really
she's
sure.
gonna
Actually,
fly
we're going into
through,
land, so
the 3K
a bit of
in
land.
every direction.
Yeah.
And just check all of the areas that she hasn't been yet.
And it is worth noting this is just something unfortunate about the format and about like some restrictions we have with like the amount of time we had to prepare this. There is no chunk pregen, so if you don't have a great CPU, and you can see Zurtle, I think, is playing with a Ryzen 3600, which is not stellar, she just can't fly quite as fast. Like if she flies with a Riptide Trident, she can't load the chunks. So that's there is just a hardware diff, and that is an unfortunate reality. That is the case in normal A, but you can normally pause because this is RTA. You simply just lose time. It's just the way it is. We'd like to deal with it in the future, but we just weren't able to deal with it for this tournament. So definitely a downside for Zurtle for the Mushroom Island. That's just unfortunate. But she is flying here, and hopefully she's able to get the Mushroom Island pretty quickly because I don't think she needs anything else, assuming she has her cat. I hope she does because she's not checking these villages.
I don't think she does.
Where's the timer? It is 1:19, so it's pretty possible that she just hasn't paused.
Yeah, I mean, she's flew over that village. She doesn't even have
She was
cats.
checking something
She
there.
doesn't even have cats in like or fish in her hotbar or anything. So maybe she did already get it. I'm not actually sure.
I hope she does. Yeah.
I'm gonna hope she does. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Automatt, for his part, is digging some gold and trading it in a bastion. I'm not sure why.
I have.
Can you imagine why we're here?
I'm really struggling to think of a reason why we're trading with these pigs.
He has 43
Obsidian?
obsidian.
Nope, definitely not.
No,
obsidian.
he's got 43. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest, I have no idea. This is probably just the lack of draft experience. I'm sure we'll probably see a lot more plays like this in the coming group stage events because, as we mentioned before, all these players have a lot of experience. But
the next
nobody
groups have significantly less practice matches played between them.
Yeah, we might have gotten. We did our best to create these groups so that they would be balanced. This might not be the most balanced group ever. It is a little unfortunate, but it's just what can you do, right? We had a few incidents with scheduling, so it's what it is.
I still have no idea what we're looking for in this bastion. We're leaving. Oh, this was the spawn bastion that he actually didn't go to because he went to the bridge. So I don't know. I'm hard pressed to say what he's looking for. Now he's at the bridge that he did he forget the lodestone? He forgot the lodestone
he
from
forgot the
his spawn
lodestone.
bastion. That's what it is.
It's okay though. Like inventory management is hard in this. It's not a huge deal. He didn't have the lodestone. You can always just grab it from the spawn bastion. It's really not that big of a time loss. Perfect. And I think we should probably go to Amy real quick just to take a look at her tracker.
Amy.
But I think it's safe to say that she's just in second place right now. She is doing
Skulls.
Oh, never mind. I
She's doing
thought that
skulls.
she was doing debris, but she's doing skulls.
Yeah.
Close enough. And yeah, that should be pretty good for her. I don't think she's missing anything else. She just needs to do skulls and then probably debris. So
yeah,
perfect.
Her
Let's go over to
tracker
Snakezy and watch the endgame.
Her tracker looks very clean. Oh, we've got Snakezy here
Yes.
with a wandering
Exactly.
trader.
Oh,
And what's
wandering
that?
trader.
What? New advancement.
All right. And I don't think anybody else has that. So Snakesy's just straight up in the lead right now. Yeah, I don't know what the command for the schedule was.
Didn't you make it?
I did, but I don't remember. And I can't copy it from the pinned
Is
message.
it !draft
It's like-
schedule? All one word, maybe?
No, I thought it. I can't remember what I did. Actually, let me just search through my history.
Oh, brother.
We'll find it. Oh, it's groups. There we go. We got there eventually. Anyways, Snakezy is doing endgame. So he's prepping for how do we get here. I don't know what it is that he needs to do specifically here. I don't think he's got raid yet. So he's probably gonna have to go. He's crafting his netherite so that he can upgrade his armor, and then we're gonna go do raid most likely, and also pre-crafting a bunch of other random stuff as we can. Very exciting. Very exciting. Let's see. What is that he has in his inventory there? I thought I saw something a bit strange. No, never mind. I didn't. I saw 7 acacia wood, but I thought it was 7 pumpkins,
7
which would have been a very
pumpkins.
odd thing
He
to
does
have in your
a
inventory.
singular pumpkin.
He does have a singular pumpkin, which
Because-
I assume he is saving for Iron Golem.
Yes, he is. And because we have monsters hunted, we don't need to get kill credit for any of the raid mobs. Normally, you don't
That
want
is nice.
you don't want iron golems in your raids because they can steal kill credit, and if they steal your evoker
Oh,
kill,
right.
it's really bad. But because we have monsters hunted, we can summon golems on purpose to help us speed up the raid. Because I mean,
That makes sense. He's gonna do. Oh wow! And check
and
this
he
out. He's doing.
portal hangs to that outpost. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And this is the kind of play you really only see from Snakezy. Like, this guy is good at draft. He's good at AA already, and he's also very good at draft. So he's pearl hanging back to the outpost. So as soon as we finish our 2RD raid here, he's just going to go straight back to the outpost immediately and then kill his raider and do endgame. It's quite exciting. It's cool to see these plays coming out from players because this is not something you're normally able to do in AA. That being said, this is an AA capable play. Like, you could do this in AA. There's nothing stopping
You
you.
also placed down 3 crafting tables in this chunk.
Hey, I mean, it makes it harder to miss when you try to craft something. I'm not really sure.
There we go. There's the. I guess he's gonna
Golem,
blow up
perfect.
the golem as well. I'm not sure what the plan is.
Yeah, it doesn't
there,
matter.
but
It'll
it's
take a little
fine.
bit of damage, but
But yeah,
it's
this
not a big
golem's gonna
deal.
help us on the raid.
he probably should have protected the golem a little bit, but ooh, not the best TNT on that raid wave, but it's what it is. At least now he knows better where the center is for the raid. You generally want your TNT to be within 2 blocks of the center, so he just mispredicted the center a little bit and was off. Ooh, okay. I think the raid center is in this house.
Yeah, I was
Or it's
wondering
definitely
about
overlapping
that.
partially with the house.
It
Yeah.
is possible that they spawn on top of the roof on the next wave.
Yeah, which
just-
you don't want. You definitely
Yeah.
don't want. What you can do is you can blow up the house by like just spamming TNT, and he does have a ton of TNT, but I don't see a lot of players really doing that. I think it's just kind of a little too stressful. And
It's kind of
a
annoying
little
with
inconsistent,
this house
to be
too,
fair.
because it's so tall and like
oh,
I don't know. It's just stupid.
is there any chance he's within?
There's guys in the house.
Oh yeah, it's
There are guys in the house.
they're
What
in the house.
What is going on?
How did they get into the house?
They must have. That doesn't even make any sense. I don't know.
I think it's because there's slabs. So I think because there aren't full blocks, they spawn underneath. I could be wrong. I've seen that before though, and I've never really
I have seen
understood
them in
why
that
they
house
spawn
before.
inside the
in
house.
that house specifically.
Yeah.
I have no clue. Whatever.
It's very odd. Definitely the play you want to make the second you think this is a possibility is you just fly up and you spam TNT on top of this house and just destroy as much of it as you can
he
because
did
it's so
now
bad.
blow up the house, but a bit too
Yeah.
late to really help with the situation.
Not that the time loss really matters for his placement in this group. I think it's safe to say that Snakezy is in the lead here. But yeah, it's what it is. Definitely
and
some time loss, but here we have a
beautiful-
much nicer raid
Beautiful
wave.
TNT on that wave right there.
Yeah, a little bit off, but that's okay. Amy is not getting Wither Skeleton spawns. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
she's
is
actually
not
left the spawn
great.
fortress. She's in a different basalt fort now.
Interesting. That is one of the things that, like, there's only so much we can do in the seed filter for it. Like, we do guarantee that you've got a decent, like, playable fortress, but it's not guaranteed to be like a really good fortress. So
It's just guaranteed to be in Soul Sand Valley. The amount of buried terrain
exposed, yeah.
is variable.
And Snakesy's about to go for how do we get here? So anybody want a world record ping this? Please don't actually. That's a joke.
You see that? There's a
but
ruined portal.
Very exciting.
You see there's an air pocket ruined portal underneath the outpost.
Oh, I did not. Wow, you're right. That is a very. It's like a cave too, right?
Yeah, it's
like
an
there's
air,
a cave
well, it's an
for
air
it.
pocket, so it comes with all that. Like, it's so cool.
Yeah, that is a cool looking outpost.
Unfortunately, this cool looking outpost does not have any cool looking banner dudes, which is kind of
Now,
necessary.
I do find it a bit strange that Snakezy hasn't slept. Do you think that's partially like a nerves thing? Because he really should have slept here. Like,
Yes.
you don't want to do your raid, or you don't want to do how do you get here at night usually.
He might sleep when he gets back to his.
He's gonna sleep here, yeah.
Oh, no.
Maybe not. He didn't
No.
grab the bed out. So not ideal. Fudge, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated.
Oh,
yeah.
he still needed sniper duel, which is why he didn't sleep. I think.
That's why he didn't sleep yet.
Despite the fact
Okay.
that we can do this in the
Oh.
nether, but whatever.
He's just a little ahead of us. It is easier to do it in the overworld, a little bit more consistent. So
Do we want to watch another debris split?
I kind of want to see the end game here because it is coming up pretty quickly.
Well,
but yeah,
I'll switch
we
it back.
can watch
I'll
some
switch
debris
it
for a
back
little
when we're
bit.
back at our spawn setup.
Yeah, as soon as he's getting to maybe when he's like flying away with Dolphin.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Snakezy,
and there we go.
or
Snake's
Amy,
gonna sleep,
rather,
and
got
Amy
her.
is doing debris.
She got her skulls. She's got one other ingot that we got from that treasure. I don't know how much more she needs. She got 7 already. It's gonna be
Interesting. Automatt on the right here is going to find the same fortress, I think, that Amy used for skulls. So might be a better fort than the spawn fort.
I mean, just off the sheer fact that it's exposed like,
Working?
to the air
Yeah.
and actually spawning guys, yeah, it's probably a better fortress.
I think
Why is
did he
Snakezy
just
back at
miss
the
a
outpost?
skull there? I don't know.
Why is he back at the outpost? Did he fly over a village on accident and lose Bad Omen? Yeah,
I
think
have to assume that he flew over a
must
village by
have.
accident, lost Bad Omen. Snakezy started a raid.
Incredible.
Amy found her way to an open warped fort at some point. Yeah. Automatt a little unlucky. Well, it's close. It's a close match. It's very exciting. But I do think at this point it does seem pretty likely that Amy is going to take our second place slot here. Just it's close, but Tiff is just a little bit behind. Unfortunately, still needs that zombie villager here. Let's see. I think we should probably go back to Snakezy. Amy's just in the middle of debris. Does not need a ton more debris. Probably got it pretty soon. And
I think she's
Snakezy is
actually
grabbing his
done.
dolphin to go to how to
She's
get
done.
here.
She's
She's
dying.
done.
So I'm gonna go switch back to Snakezy.
Awesome.
And we are about to see, hopefully, how did we get here?
His lead breaks. Let's see. Very exciting. Very exciting. Normally, you would kind of, be quiet to let the player focus, but here he's not on the call, so we can say whatever we want. How much pressure should we put on Snakezy here? How much do you want to bet he messes this up, Pack? What do you think? What's the chance?
I would not bet on him messing this up. I would not put any money on him messing this up.
I do think it's quite unlikely. That being said, we didn't see the how do we get here setup. It's possible he messed something about it up. Like, I have no idea.
No, I
That's
saw
pretty close
it.
to a
It
village.
It looked
Ooh,
fine.
that's really close to a village. I would not have flown that close personally, but it's what it is.
Really, the most concerning thing is making sure this beacon is close enough to your conduit, because the level 1 beacons
Yeah.
had a noticeably shorter range. but he's
20
fine.
block range as compared to the 50 block of the full beacon that AA players are usually used to. But yeah, here we have kind of a scuffed enter into this water pit, but it's fine. He's just going fast, and that's good. You love to see it. This is risky. That was.
We're good.
I don't know how to feel
He's
about
fine.
that.
He's fine. Yep.
He is fine. He is fine. That was very suspicious, though. I'm not really sure what to say.
A successful how do we get here from Snakezy? Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Still gonna have to close out the
Great
run, though.
work.
He could.
He is at this point essentially guaranteed first place. It is very difficult once you've successfully done how do we get here to mess up. Like, what are the possible throws even left? Like,
throw all
he
of your
dies
items
in the stronghold
into
40
lava.
times in a row. Like, yeah.
He accidentally flies back through the lit end fountain 20 times.
Oh yeah.
I
Maybe
have
he's like
seen-
game bugs.
Oh yeah, that's possible. The mod just crashes.
Yeah. The mods like insta crashes him in the end for the next 20 minutes and we don't do anything
he
about
flies
it.
into a wall and dies 10 times. That's a possibility.
Yeah. He does have that trident up still, so pretty unlikely.
I do have a button here
And he's
that
also
allows me to
chugging
crash
e-gaps.
anyone's instance at will. I did code that into the mod.
Right.
So if anyone does anything,
Along with your backdoor for the player's computers so we can get their credit cards? Or...
If anyone does anything I don't approve of, I press the button and it's GG for them.
Right. Like, for example, crafting fishing rod in the wrong direction? Or
Yeah, that's not allowed. I actually removed the
Not allowed.
left-handed fishing rod crafting recipe.
Oh, we should have done that. That's a good idea. What are we doing here from Snakezy? Oh, I see. He's prepping a very odd setup to grab the mint from the Trigon, which is one of those advancements that you still need.
Struggling to
Oh, he's
die.
really struggling to die here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just punch the crystal. It's fine. So
He's
we
not
got
very good
breath,
at it.
We die.
Mint.
And he's done.
Done, and there we go. Snakezy is done with an IGT of 131.29. You were correct. It was a 1.3x from Snakezy. Pretty close to being 1.2x, though. Not the fastest Snakezy run we've seen, but pretty good. I think I will drag him in here and see if he wants to give any commentary real quick. Let's see.
Hello.
Hello, Snakezy. Congratulations. You are the first
I
player
see.
through the group
Let's
stage.
go.
How do you feel?
Congratulations.
Good. This run kind of didn't feel good, but it was my fastest 4-player completion, so I'll take it.
131. This is your fastest 4-player?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
I
think my
didn't
next
expect
best
that,
was,
actually.
No, I've been like, none of my 4-players have been good.
What do you think
Yeah,
made
this
this
is,
one? What do you think made this one
disappointing.
different?
Disappointing. 130 is disappointing.
Sorry. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It was great. I was just, I just realized that Automatt pinged me 30 minutes ago asking if he could look at his VOD, and I never responded. Whoops. But fortunately, I think he did, so all is well. Anyways, Snakezy. What do you think? How was it?
No, the snowy was in a really stupid spot.
I did notice that you went to a snowy and didn't have snowy beach.
Yeah, no, I had to go back. I didn't get it while I flew over the start, and the only snowy beach was on
Right.
the complete other side of where I did my igloo. Did you like my ARB setup?
I did not notice your ARB setup. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
And I did it during snowy. I did no fish. I did rabbit, pig, sheep, chicken, cow.
If it works, I can't really say anything.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Can you speak to the raid incident we had with your end game there at the very end?
I just wasn't paying attention to the fact that I was flying by the village on the way to the monument. Or are you talking about me losing Bad Omen, or are you talking about my raid just being
No, I'm
losing
talking
Bad
about the Bad Omen thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention to the fact that it was weird because you don't even see the village in front of me. It's to my side on the other side of the plateau. So I barely hit it.
Yeah. Anyways, looking at the run, I mean, Automatt, these two cats are
Yeah,
so annoying. Automatt, and once again, I'm
He's
reminded of the
losing to
fact
cat.
that Automatt still needs free the end.
Needs free the end. Yeah. Every time I look at his tracker, I see that and I'm like,
Not like this.
it's just a deep sigh. Amy is indeed setting up for how to get here.
Yeah, I noticed
Um,
Amy's doing well.
Pretty close to endgame. Yeah, this is looking. I think that Tiff just kind of got rolled a little bit on finding the Mushroom Island.
Mushroom and Snowy are both in like kind of annoying spots.
Yeah. If it's just not the nice place to get to, the player who drafts it is in such an advantage position.
Yeah. Like, especially Snowy, because Snowy is rarely on the edge because it has 6 sub-biomes that have to be within the region. It's just literally in the corner at like 2800.
Yeah. That being said, it does kind of look like players are going to complete in the order that we had from Thunderless completions, right? Because I think Amy's was the 306. So it's all perfect, all is intended, no luck whatsoever, just purely most skilled players are winning. Yeah.
Hey, Zurtle did just find the Mushroom Island. She is there now.
That's true. However, I feel like she's missing a lot. Does she have skulls yet? I can't see.
I don't think she's done.
It's impossible to tell if she has skulls because due to the fact that everybody has monsters hunted, the tracker will say Wither has been killed. So it's impossible to tell.
These skull rates were so troll and this fort was so bad.
We did actually notice that Automatt and Amy went to a different fortress than the spawn fortress.
Oh, did they find a good one? Was there?
Yeah, there was a pretty good one in Basalt that's pretty open and seemed to have pretty good spawns.
And not the best fortress ever because like it is Basalt, but like it was open enough that it was not too bad.
I don't think it's like worth it like trying to find another fort in this because the rates are usually really nice.
Yeah,
like this was so like
forcing the spawns.
Yeah, you can just like force.
I want to take a closer look at Zurtle because she got her Mushroom Island. I want to know what she still has to do. It doesn't look like she needs anything in the overworld, actually. We need a lot of nether stuff, though.
Let's see.
Oh, she needs to get an apple here.
Yeah. Let me take a look at the actual stream because I can't read it, and I think we're having some Discord sharing issues, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just a lot of stuff missing here. Like, I don't know. If all of these players completed, I think it's kind of a toss-up if Automatt or ZurtleTiff will be faster. But like, I think it's safe to say Amy is going to get the second place and get the last placement from this group.
Thanks for the raid, Snakezy. Now let's go back over to Amy while she's finishing up her endgame. Let's take a look. I'm going to take a look real quick at how the bracket would shape up. So, Snakezy, you would potentially, in your next round, be playing Feinberg, Gurf, Hax, or Catherine.
Whoever gets second.
Yeah, you would be playing whoever gets second in that group.
A little spooky. There's a lot of good players.
Feinberg doesn't throw. Right?
Yeah, if Feinberg gets second, then you'll have to play Feinberg next round.
Surely not, right?
I know. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
You never know what kind of throws people are capable of in this. Because actually, you may not have known this because obviously you were playing, but in this run, Automatt, while flying, threw his Elytra out of his inventory and then fell to his death.
Yeah.
Now,
and somehow did not lose from it.
Dude,
which is actually the most shocking part.
Yeah, thanks to some miracle, like a minute ago, he put down a bed in the jungle, tapped the bed, was going to sleep for Ocelots, decided against it because he still needed to hit the thunder. So he clicks a bed, leaves the bed there, and then like a minute later throws out the Elytra and dies, but he respawns in the jungle. So he's still like close enough to where it is. Otherwise,
just on top of a tree, and he has got like pearls still in his inventory. So
otherwise, he would have been thousands of blocks away and probably immediately given up.
Yeah, no, that's an insane throw to just have like respawn with no Elytra.
I'm not sure what happened there. I kind of want to ask him when we drag him in, which is probably going to happen pretty soon. Also, worth noting, Amy gets the same location for the village like raid center
Yeah.
here.
she's got
No,
dudes
this
in
is
the
These
house.
yeah. I was just hoping they do not spawn inside, which unfortunately
Yeah.
did not work out too well on the 4th wave.
I feel
All
like
the
the
other
play
waves
here
were
is you just
cool.
like spam TNT inside the building the second you realize.
Yeah, I just hope. I did that after the like one wave
Do
messed
they
up.
spawn at the bottom if you do this? They do. That's fascinating.
That's interesting.
Well, because they spawn inside the building, but there's a
They
roof. I think it's
spawn
because
on
it's
the
all
highest
weird.
solid
transparent blocks.
block. And if all of the blocks
Yeah.
in there are stairs, they're all transparent
I've-
blocks, then they would spawn at the bottom. I suppose.
I guess
that
you could
makes-
like
It is still possible. I have had a wave spawn on top of one. Of
Yeah,
these
yeah,
towers.
so
you
just
could
saw
probably
that.
find
It's-
the spawning block on the top and just place like a slab on top of it.
Desktop
see.
folder is the third commentator. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have anything on the overlay to indicate that the player.
I did make something for it, I think, but I don't think we were able to set it up yet.
Yeah.
We will have that eventually. It'll come eventually. Don't worry.
I almost messed up how do we get here, which would have been really bad. But
Let's see.
Yeah, you almost did the freaking no swimming thing again.
no, yeah, it just like wouldn't let me swim. Someone just does that.
I don't know what to say about
Lost,
this.
I lost like a second to just not being able to swim.
But it is worth noting.
What was that air? Oh yeah, my air was so high, but like it's fine. I
He
shot my
did just
arrow.
have a much faster raid than Snakezy.
It was just that one wave. Like all my other waves were clean.
But that was a pretty clean raid from Amy. That was quite
It was-
impressive. Definitely.
Realistically, it's like 4th wave is probably the worst one. Maybe
I saw
5th
Banner
to like
Guy. I'm lucky.
have the scuffness happen.
Yeah,
Which
that's
kind of
fair.
sucked for me.
Oh, we're close. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll drag Amy in first for a second just to get the retrospective, and then we'll tell the other
Yeah, and then we'll
players that
tell
Amy's
Automatt
completed.
and Zurtle that the
Yeah.
match has been over.
Or I guess you could go into that VC, or one of us could go into that VC and tell them while the other person brings Tiff in here. Does that make sense?
It doesn't matter to me. We can do
And they
either
can
way.
choose if they want to get dragged in.
Yeah, sure. We can do that.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll go because you're screen sharing, so I'll do that. Perfect. All right. And Amy is just going to get Dong. Very exciting. Not a whole lot missing here. That being said, this is still close. I know that we're saying all these things. It's possible that she throws. How do we get here?
How do we get here?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's very possible.
That could 100%
Not-
happen.
Absolutely nothing backloaded is always clean. This is like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is like the exact same tracker I had going for how do we get here.
Pretty much, yeah. And like, I don't want to jinx it,
I think
but
that
it would be a huge time loss.
I think the clean tracker is like probably the hardest skill of this. Like being able to
Yeah.
do your end game and have your tracker look like this is the hardest part. Because if you look at like
It
Automatt's
definitely
tracker,
shows that these players are practiced.
Yeah, practice just definitely helps.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, the more you play, you just
Automatt
know
did make a
everything
lot
for
of
every case.
draft specific mistakes in this run.
Which is not to rag on Automatt.
Yeah, no,
this
of
is a
course.
very hard thing to play, and if you've never played it before, frankly, it's very impressive that he's done this well. Like this is actually extremely good.
Yeah, for a first run, it's very
Yeah.
very good run.
He's up against only players that have played it before, so Amy lowers render distance to 10, makes sense. And we can go do our dolphin fly. We're going pretty high up. I don't know if I would go this high up to fly my dolphin, but that's
So
fair.
why 300?
We can't see the
That's
ground.
interesting.
Maybe it's a strategy to prevent the rod or the line from breaking.
I have
I'm
no
not sure.
idea.
Like
It is
we're not
kind of a far
rendering
fly,
very much.
That is
I guess.
a bit excessive, I think.
She does have a 4060 Ti. Like that's pretty solid. Fudge. The second one is fixed. Okay, the updated tweet is fixed. All is well.
Okay,
Very
we're
exciting.
Finally down back to the ground. We did not fly over the village and start a raid.
Yeah. Which is another time save over the reigning draft champion Snakezy.
Okay. I did mess. Faster end game.
Successful dolphin transports.
Did you see what happened to my bees?
I didn't know that anything happened to your bees.
No, one of my two of my hives were like fully bugged and the
Oh
bees
my
were just
gosh.
frozen. They weren't doing anything.
She threw that potion so far to the side.
Oh?
I don't know how much. I think it was Invis that she threw early. I don't know how much duration she's gonna get from that. It looks fine. It's not
scary.
even flashing. Like, it looks fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was
As long as
flashing, I'd be
she'll
pretty
hurt.
scared.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's fine.
Queen,
She's fine.
some
Okay.
eat in the
messed
right
up the eating
direction.
order for a little bit.
Everything
She
here
should
is
be
sus,
fine.
but I think she's okay. Okay,
She's
we're
got it.
good.
She's got
How do we
it.
get here complete?
Yeah.
All of these players with their scuffed how do we get here is always scare me. Like, oh my goodness. Snakezy and now this, like, yikes. But it's good.
Like-
She's already got everything.
I'm
I
like
think we're
really confused with
safe.
what happened to my bees.
Oh,
Like,
I wasn't.
two of my
I didn't
hives
notice.
just didn't work. Two of my hives just didn't work. Like the bees were out. There's a flower here, and they just were frozen and weren't like pollinating.
Huh. Oh, there's a llama
I've
here.
seen that.
Traitor. She doesn't kill it.
Everybody's getting. No. Did we get all 4 cool advancements in this match?
I think you're the only one who got any of them.
Yeah, you're the only one that got
Nobody-
any of them.
Nobody did turtle murder.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the timer did stop correctly, so it's good.
No
It's you love
bug.
to see it. You love to see it.
Let's go to mod changes day before.
Yeah, the night before the the tournament. Important bug fixes. It's good. I'm doing a little bit of preemptive here from Amy. Doesn't perhaps remember where the portal is. Pretty common issue though.
Oh,
if you
wrong turn. Wrong turn.
is that the wrong turn?
Oh, you know
Yeah,
I
the
thought it was
math.
down
the-
here.
No, it's down the left staircase. It's like
Oh,
a
it is?
bug game
Okay.
right now. Yeah.
Right. Probably just like I mean, with all of the stress, it's pretty easy to be messing up the stronghold nav like this.
These libraries.
There's a
are
lot on the
funny.
line. There is a lot on the line.
$100.
See, and so if Amy gets,
There we go.
if Amy completes this,
There.
presuming Amy does complete this, who is she going to be up against? Is it the first place from the same group that
Yes, the
Snakezy is
first
going up
place
against?
from the same group as Snakezy.
Right. So if Feinberg gets
So-
first place, we're going to see Amy versus Feinberg
Yes, that's correct.
in 2 weekends.
That is correct.
Scary. All right. Well, I'm cheering Amy
believe in
on.
Amy. I believe in Amy too.
Yeah.
Because I'm cheering Amy on because if Amy wins, then
Then
I
you don't have to face
go-
Feinberg?
Then I don't have to go up against Feinberg.
That's fair. That's very fair. And this is a clean endgame.
Yeah, no, this is just a
Honestly,
normal
very
endgame,
clean,
yeah.
frankly.
You wouldn't even like if you just
Clean
looked
raid.
in, like you
Clean
wouldn't
how to get here.
you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, except for the timer,
Well-
which is significantly better than world record pace, but whatever. I just gotta wait for the dragon to go, and
There
then
we
I
go.
will go tell the other players, and you can feel free to drag Amy in here.
Get Amy in here. Hello, Amy. You finished second
Hello.
place.
Hell yeah, that's what I expected.
So you get to
GG.
move on to the next round. How did that match go? How do you feel about how you played?
Very mixed. I think a lot of it went really well, and I think a lot of it I played really well, but also, like, I don't know why I stuck around so long at that spawn fort that is just, like, completely unplayable. I just shouldn't have tried to force that.
I forced that for with
You
3
forced
for 40
it?
rates. It was not
I
good.
spent so long there and then dipped and found a better one. But also, like, I almost choked. How did we get here? Like, my dolphin was just on a cactus.
Yeah, I saw that. The
scary,
dolphin was
but-
on the cactus. You tried to place a block next to it and threw
Yeah, and
a
I
potion.
threw a potion.
Yeah, that scared
and
me.
I'm like, oh my god, yeah.
That really
No,
scared
it's
me.
fun seed. Fun seed, fun match. I think I played okay.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly did. You will be going against
GG,
the
Snakezy.
winner of Group 4, and Group 4 is
Is that
Feinberg,
Feinberg's group?
Gurf, Hax,
Fuck.
and Catherine.
Okay, that's fun.
At least you still had fun and you made it that far.
Yeah, no, that's hype though, that's hype. What was, I can see on the stream, I guess, what Snakesy's time was.
A
No, I can't, it's too
131.
small.
It was a 131.
131.
Shit, that is cracked.
I don't know, the biomes were in annoying spots on this seed.
I got really lucky because like I do like a system that I just do the same system on every seed to full clear the 3k like box, and like literally just all the biomes were in the first half, like all the biomes that I needed.
Oh, so you just went
I just-
pause Z first? Yeah.
I just my first half was pause Z and just everything was pause Z. It was
Yeah, no, that just sucked for me because I like also cleared really well, but I just went neg Z first because that's just for better.
yeah.
And
No,
then
I
like
just got
literally
lucky.
the very last place I checked was the corner with Snowy.
Yeah. Dude, I missed Snowy Tiger Hills and didn't realize, and then had to fly back. Like top 10
Oh,
most
that's
embarrassing
unfortunate.
situations.
This run didn't feel. I don't know how this was a 131. This run didn't feel.
Yeah, that's
good.
fast as hell.
It did. Like I lost a lot of time to biomes because I was like basically done with everything, with still needing all 3 of the biomes I needed to find.
Yeah, I wasn't really pace locked on anything in the. Oh my god, Overworld! I wasn't pace locked. I lost like 10 minutes to ghasts. I had like 4
I lost some
uneasy
time to
attempts.
gas.
We did see
Oh,
some of your
that's
uneasy
tragic.
mishaps.
Yeah, and then
If you
my
like
ghast tier rates, I needed to kill like 10 ghasts with looting 3 to get the 4 ghast tiers. It was just annoying.
I just had to go really far because I just didn't have like any SSB the way I committed.
All right.
Yeah.
Am I interrupting anything?
No, you're not. So
No,
I
let's
see the
talk
other
about the
players
run.
have.
They did decide to leave, which is totally fair. I do want to mention I had to ask Automatt what happened, and I do have an answer for what happened with the Elytra.
And that is?
So essentially, he knew about the bet he had placed, and he wanted to hunger reset. So he was like, I'll just take off my Elytra to die. Unfortunately, I guess his inventory was full, and he didn't, like, wasn't thinking about it entirely. So he threw it out, and then I guess while falling was like, wait, shit. So that is why. So he did intend to take off the Elytra. It was intentional. But he did not intend to throw it out like that. He just intended to take it off into his inventory so he could hunger reset. So it was intentionally, he knew he had the bad spawn point, so it was kind of like a skill thing that he was still able to get back to the location because he knew that he was going to respawn nearby. But he didn't intend to lose the Elytra, obviously.
That's really funny.
That is funny.
That's rough.
I think, yeah, it is rough. He didn't actually lose that much time to it, though. I think he only lost like a minute or 3. Like,
damn.
nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, definitely would not have been able to complete the seed, even if that didn't happen. So doesn't have to worry about that. It does sound like he's excited to practice and play again in the event. If we ever do a second season. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to Pac-Man MVC. Hit that follow button. Subscribe on Twitter or Blue Sky or whatever, and you'll get like notifications about if we ever do this again. Anyways, sorry. Let's go on.
I think that is concluding the first match. I don't think there's much else for us to say here.
GG.
Everybody had a good time?
Yeah, GG to the 2 of you for winning and moving on.
Congratulations. We're excited to
GG.
see you next weekend.
Or
not next weekend. 2 weekends from now. 2 weekends from now. 2 weekends from now.
I'm hyped for it.
Awesome. It's going to be very exciting no matter what happens. Is Automatt still flying? Should we just get a quick update on Automatt? I don't know if he's yeah, he is indeed still flying. He's trying to find this ragdoll cat. He sounded very annoyed at the lack of the ragdoll, so I don't think he wants it to he doesn't want it to get to the best of him, so he's still looking for it.
I guess we can watch this for a little bit.
Did everyone
You
have
just put
that
it on.
same nether spawn like in the any percent? Like I just chose
cave?
the wrong direction or something. I was just digging with a wood pick for like 2 minutes.
How did you have a wood pick? You could get.
I mean, I should have made a stone pick, but yeah, but I didn't get temple. Temple skip.
Oh, you just should get temple then.
Yeah, but like you just don't spawn buried. Like, you know what I mean?
It's not normally the case. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I get temple skip if you're not close to it, it's just like enter quickly, but like you might as well get the resources from it if it's like right in front of you.
Wait for the high roll. 1 minute looting temple, or just like spawn on the bastion and get your pick there.
Like you just get like the blocks are so good from like blocking.
Bro, I had 4 stacks of planks. That's my blocks.
True, that is true, but like that is
yeah,
fair.
I get what you mean. I do get your point.
Okay, Folder.
And especially if like in the case where you do where like bucket, you don't have bucket or obby or
Automatt's in
pickaxe,
creative.
like
He gave himself a cat spawn egg and he leaded a ragdoll into a lava pool.
Well, I think it's safe to say that everybody had a good time. It is unfortunate we had a little bit of unluckiness. Both Tiff and Automatt weren't able to find some of the things they needed, but Amy and Snakezy do complete, and they move on past the group stage into our full playoffs. I don't know. I guess the group stage is also a part of playoffs, but whatever. Doesn't matter. The point is, they're going to move on to 1v1 matches 2 weekends from now. However, we still have 3 more group stage matches for you. 1 more today, 2 more tomorrow at the exact same times. You can do !! Groups if you want to see the schedule. It's also a pinned message. But I think we're going to go to a break right now, Pac. Does that sound good to you?
Let's talk about the next group that's going to be playing first before we do that.
That's a good idea.
The next group will be starting in about 40 minutes, and it will be Cropro, the current 2nd place All Advancements player, D Bowser, Okrze, and Bloons Killer. Those will be our 4 players for this afternoon. So
this is a scary group.
It is.
That's stacked. I wouldn't want to be in that group.
Yeah.
Has Okrze played at all? Do we know?
I think Automatt is more fit to answer that question. I'm not sure.
That is true.
Probably.
But considering Automatt hasn't played, I'm going to assume that in that case, maybe also.
We'll have to see. We'll ask him when he gets here. But yeah, those will be our 4 players for this afternoon. That'll be in 42 minutes from now. We're going to get a lunch break, and we're going to get a new commentator as well.
Yep. I've been fired, unfortunately. They were not happy with my commentary, so I will be replaced with a similarly skilled All Advancements player, Doi Pingu.
Similar skilled.
I mean, you know, same order of magnitude, right?
Same. The first digit on your PB is the same, so like...
Exactly, and that's what matters.
That's the only number that matters.
Okay. With that being said, again, thank you all for watching. We'll be back in 40 minutes. I don't know. That's all I have to say.
Perfect.
Let's go.
I will totally put a timer up this time, unlike last time, right?
Yes.
Do you still have the timer?
I do.
I think so.
We're going to switch over now. Bye, guys.